Start the show already. Sheesh.
24 and 24 gives me life. No other way to start the day. 24 and 24 keeps it right. We don't care what they say.
Good morning, good afternoon, good whatever is happening. I'm going to start crying. I'm having tech problems. I'm pretty sure J7 is trying to ruin my relationship with Kazi G by hacking his computer when he was on stream with her.
No.
I got a Kleenex, so I got to use toilet paper. I don't know what to do.
Just don't shove it all the way up your nose like, you know.
I troll.
Hold on. Is this going to give you... Oh no. Is this triggering? Sorry. I lost my my case. Hold on. Going onto my desk.
Tech issues. Mandatory updates. What the hell?
Oh my god, I know. I kept telling my computer not to do them, and they were doing them anyway. Hello, beautiful people in the chat. How are you? I'm sorry, Rosie, but I have to pay a little attention to them.
Oh no, they can't hear us.
They can't hear us?
Damn it!
No, not the toilet paper. Can you guys hear us? Oh no!
I feel safe with my toilet paper. It's the ultimate deluxe Charmin. Oh, God. Anyway, what are we going to do today?
Well,
we're a little bit behind.
I think we're going to stream the Tupac trial, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, I think we're supposed to be doing that. I gotta move some stuff around because I'm a freaking train wreck. I'm sorry. You get into F-bombs, people. It's just, tech issues make me want to hurl things.
I'm gonna put myself on mute for once.
Serenity now. Okay, we'll be fine.
Just wanted to make sure my my YouTube was on mute when I turned it on.
Oh, those are great. I love those. I don't know.
I'm gonna put.
I think I have some more. Hang on. I don't know what is happening.
They can't hear us at all.
What?
Oh, Fave said she can hear. They're messing with us.
They're messing with us. I've been under attack. Under attack by boring trolls. Boring. Awful, and they call me pretty, and I don't know if they're gaslighting me.
They're not calling me pretty. I'll tell you that. Here's the man one.
I don't know what to do.
Whatever the hell that is.
Exactly. Here's the man ones. No makeup.
Oh, those are creepy. Those are really creepy.
They are creepy.
Oh no! Oh,
I got like 75.
Oh, okay.
I got 75 pairs of glasses here. Oh my god.
75.
Let's put on the ones that actually work.
There you go. Let me see if I can make the font a little bit bigger for me to be able to actually read the chat. Yeah, that works. Okay, good. Good morning, Faves. And thank you and Auntie M for holding the fort down. It's been a wacky morning. What can I say? Oh, I'll try to keep it together for you guys.
Well, once we get it together. We'll
I hear
keep
we're
it.
in store for some really spicy testimony.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy.
Mm-hmm. So
I
I'm
mean,
really
I've
looking
been
forward to
waiting for
that.
something spicy.
Spicy. Yes, it's going to be spicy. Oh, good morning, Liz. Thank you. That's very kind of you. Well, hello, Valhalla. I see you sneaking in here. Very nice. They
Hey,
really are the
Aaron.
worst
Hey,
trolls.
Valhalla.
They
Hey,
really
Liz.
are. So
Babes.
boring. Let's do something interesting. I don't know. I mean, I don't see.
All right. Well,
I'm
if
not
you're going
sure.
to do that, I mean,
I'm not sure. I like how one is like fine, the other one's like no.
I need those. I need those.
Really?
I need those. Yeah.
I might need them. I don't know. We'll throw those
Amazon.
away here. Of course.
I need
Oh,
those. You're gonna have to send me the link.
okay. Well, these are not so bad. Maybe I can't see diddly squat out of these. Diddly squat.
Yeah.
So
Well,
let me see if I can pull up this.
now I'm just
This
gonna
hearing.
trigger. I'm just gonna trigger you the
No,
whole live.
no. Where's my emotional support toilet
Hold on.
paper?
I don't have a
Don't
Coors
see
Light
anything.
hat. I don't have a Coors Light hat. But does this do?
It's horrible. It's horrible. It's trying to steal my coffee.
I mean, Rosie, I spent all morning to be camera ready for you.
Yep. You hacked the YouTubes and you hacked Cossie's computer. You're trying to ruin my show. Trying to ruin it.
My eyelashes are sticking. Oh no, I got an eyelash issue now. Hold on.
Can't do that.
Hold on.
Right.
Going off camera for a sec. Gotta fix this.
Oh no, folks. Oh no. I promise I'm going to get to it. Let's get to it because we're running late. We need some spicy testimony. Spicy testimony. Let's see. Get to a decent speed. Let's see. Let's do 130. I don't know how fast these people are going to talk. So, you have the spinning circle of death on my stream. Oh no. That's not good, Jillian. I am so sorry. I hope it gets fixed. Try to drop out and come back in. Yeah, do that. Go grab Star. Yes, go grab Star. Exactly. Oh, King Bob is here. Hello, King Bob. Good to see you. Wolfgang Ricky, good to see you too. How are you doing? Did you bring Diddly Squat to the office or do we have to call the Duke to go get it? The Duke is gone. Yeah, he took all the Diddly Squats with him. Oh, for fuck's sake. Oh my goodness. All right. Okay, it's working. Everybody's working. Where does Kazi live? Oh, Kazi lives in near Cape Cod area. Yeah. So might be quite a jog. But if anybody can run out and pick him up, that would be great. Oh, good. Finally working. Excellent. Good news.
Yeah, my eyelashes are back where they're supposed to be. Instead of on my eyebrow.
Good. Excellent. Yeah, don't put your eyelashes on your eyebrows.
I don't do it on purpose.
Jolene will roast you for bad eyebrow lashes.
I would be okay with it.
It's better than waking up and finding them on your chin, I guess.
I have found them in some weird places, I'm not gonna lie.
Oh.
When I'm too lazy to take them off before I go to bed.
Oh.
Yeah.
That sounds fun.
Yeah.
I usually take them off and stick them somewhere that'll freak the Duke out.
Stuck in my hair.
Oh, like leave it on the rim of a glass. Just like, yeah, like a spider. All right. Let's get to it, folks. We are finishing up day 2 of the Tupac murder trial, folks. Let's see. Zoom ahead.
Everybody got their bingo cards ready? Oh, Before we do that,
thank you, babe. Oh, is it Beth's birthday? It's Beth's birthday.
we
Happy
have something
birthday,
for that.
Beth. We do
Happy
have
birthday.
something for that. We do. Let me try to find it. There it is.
It's your day. Laugh it loud. Come what may. Another year. Hooray, hooray. Cake crumbs, party drums. Everyone's here. Singing loud. Cake crumbs, party drums. Everyone's here. Singing loud.
Oh,
Happy birthday.
You didn't pin the bingo link. Happy birthday, Beth.
I didn't. See, there's work always to be done, and I don't know if you can hear that. There is a test siren going off right now. I apologize if you can hear that.
Let's see if I can post it again. Hold on.
Oh, no.
There you go. One more time.
All right. There we go. And pin message. It is now pinned to the comment section. Grab your bingo card. We have. Let's start over. We have available for purchase is free space. Also, if you find yourself in a pinch and you just need a square, you can get a square to spare by sending a super chat.
Yes,
or
you can buy any space on
Venmo
the card.
or a Cash App. Absolutely, you can do that. So, yeah, you can actually buy the whole damn card for all I care. Just
Amen.
keep it going. Yeah, so we are starting fresh. So please refresh your cards, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get going. Let's just do it, shall we?
All right, let's do it. Can you put it on maximize or no?
Yes, I can.
Perfect. Thank you. Oops. We both hit it at the same time.
Cynthia has
Thank you,
purchased
Cynthia.
Pay Space. Pay Space has been purchased.
Number 10. Number 10 has been paid for. Unless you want another space, she can pick the space she purchased.
That's true.
She didn't say it was for free space.
That's
So,
true.
Cynthia, you let us know. Bah. Bah. I think mine's better. Bah.
I think it is.
To the party stipulates of the presence of the jury.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You may be seated. All right, welcome back from lunch, ladies and gentlemen. We're still in the state's case in chief. Steve, who's your next witness?
James McDonald.
Judy Donald and
Got a bingo problem
Well, we always sold free space.
for the two.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Let us know which space you wanted to buy so we know.
Wrong one. Yes, the blocker is board game. Blocker. Get on with it, Court. What are you doing? Quit lollygagging.
Wise Angel, thank you so much.
You do solemnly swear that testimony you're about
The
to give in this
Jew?
section shall be the truth, the whole
kind.
truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Beautiful flower.
You may be seated.
30 jewels in the flower. Thank you.
May I please have you state and spell your first and last name for the record?
James McDonald.
Buckle up, folks. Let me get spicy.
JAMCDON.
Thank you, Mr. McDonald. Mr. Paul, whenever you're ready.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. McDonald, it's fair to say that you're here because of a court order. Is that right?
Correct.
Exactly.
That you didn't volunteer to come or anything like that.
Not at all.
Okay.
Exactly, Liz.
But you were instructed by a court that you had to attend.
Yes.
I want to ask you about September 7th, 1996. Were you at Club 662?
Yes.
What was Club 662?
It was a club that Suge bought, and we operated it. When he opened, I was head of security through the neighborhood. Just a place to go and hang out.
Did the number
Okay,
662
that's where it is.
It,
That is number
you wanna
7.
report to the new guys.
Number
That's
7
that
has
was part
been
of our
purchased.
neighborhood,
Number
662
7.
Okay.
MOB.
I'll take
Okay,
it.
MOB. And
One moment.
when you say MOB, there used to be before
Number?
Apple
7.
iPhones and those types of things. When you had to have landlines and you pressed numbers, 662, there would be letters under those numbers, and M and O would be under 6. Is that right?
Right.
And B would be under 2.
Yes.
So 662 would be MOB.
Yes.
When you talk about Suge, are you talking about Suge Knight?
Yes, sir.
How do you know Suge?
He lived in my neighborhood.
And is that in Compton?
Yes.
When you were at Club 662, you said you were head of security.
Yes.
Was somebody by the name of Reggie Wright Jr. there with you?
Not at that time.
No?
No.
When was he with you?
I got out of prison in 1988. Suge came and got me in 1988. 4 days from coming home. Started another company, Burn Hill Records. Then Death Row Records came. As soon as Death Row was launched, Reggie came.
There it was.
A few months after
You
that.
just got Death Row.
Okay, so we're talking about the start of
Oh my
Death
God,
Row
he just
Records.
said it.
Reggie wasn't part of Death Row Records initially, but you were.
Dang the bad luck.
And then Suge Knight, was he the boss
Oh,
of
Suge
Death Row
Knight?
Records?
Is that on there?
Was Suge from the same neighborhood?
Oh,
From
Suge
mine.
Knight.
I wouldn't say Suge was. He was
Number
guilty by
39.
association.
Number
He wasn't
39.
from the neighborhood. He lived in the neighborhood. We looked
Suge
at him
Knight
as
has been called.
somebody from the neighborhood when he started Death Row. And
Who would have thought
start
Death
to
Row would have
recruit
come up right in the
us.
beginning?
Then, yes, he's from the hood.
So I guess there's a difference between living on a certain street versus being from the hood.
Yeah.
And how would you describe that difference?
I look at it. You have 3 different type of friends.
I'll
in the
tell you
neighborhood.
what, Cynthia.
You got gang members. You got gang members.
You want to pick another one?
And you got men
I'm
that
feeling
just
generous.
guilty by association from living in that area.
And can you tell me what the difference between a gang member and a gangbanger is?
A gang member
Oh,
hangs out.
boy.
A gang banger handles his business, put in work, do what the gang do.
And what was your
Thank you for that
role
clarification.
with Death Row?
I was the guy that if something happened, she would have you take care of that. Like Snoop Dogg trial, there was issues up there. I was sent up there to make sure those problems didn't happen again.
And are those problems, and I'm not asking you to get into specifics, but are those problems meaning issues with other people who might be gangbanging or might be trying to threaten folks to them?
Correct. Yes.
And you are somebody that Suge relied on to be able to protect his roster of music artists and other things like that.
Correct.
And after you were asked to help out with Snoop, did Snoop have any other problems?
No, we didn't have one issue at court.
Now, I'm going to ask you, fast forward a little bit.
I didn't
to,
either, King Bob.
Were
I
you
didn't
familiar
like
with the South Side Compton Crips?
Yes.
Would you say they were somebody you were in alliance with or a rivalry with?
Right.
And would sometimes those that rivalry get violent?
Anytime you're dealing with gangs, the gang life is going to be violence at any given time.
Are you familiar with somebody by the name of Tupac Shakur?
Yes.
How are you familiar with Tupac?
He
The
was
math
assigned
ain't
to Death Row.
mathin'.
And when he was signed with Death Row, was he also hang
Number
out with you guys?
45 has been purchased.
He hung with my brother now. Yeah.
45.
What?
Who's
I'm giving her 45
Alfred
instead.
McDonald.
45.
Did he went by
The
Bunches?
math ain't mathing.
Now, during this time, is it fair to say that Mr. Shakur had an issue with rappers from the East Coast?
I think Tupac inherited the beef between Suge Knight and Puck.
Okay, that was your perspective of it.
That's all it was.
Puppy?
And we all fell. Some of us fell victim to it because we allowed ourselves to be a part of the BS.
Closed captioning strikes again, called P. Diddy Puppy. Puppy.
Should I say? And that was a situation between record companies, not gangs. So technically, it wasn't our business. But
5
when you
and
had
6.
20 men just fresh out of prison and didn't have a way of getting the things they wanted, getting a paycheck from Suge, we did almost anything and everything to get that paycheck.
Now, was there another gang that was associated with Bad Boy Records, the East Coast record company that Puffy had?
The only one I know of is Southside.
And did that escalate the tension between Mob Piru and Southside?
At the time, there was no at war, it was peace. And when the two record companies got into it, Bad Boy went to Keffe D now, and Suge came to us.
Yes, we are.
So that intertwined everything, and we had issues.
Do you recall
We
any
are.
instances that you were at
Nigel?
where there were issues? Those issues manifested itself in terms of violence.
Get your bingo card.
Don't ask me that right here. I can't say that on both sides. When each neighborhood met each other, there was a lot of tension. I'd say that.
Okay. Now I want to talk a little bit about September 7th, 1996.
Mm-hmm.
Were you in Las Vegas on September 7th of 1996?
The closed captioning.
Why
turned
were you
on.
in Las Vegas?
To run the security at 662, we were having issues with individuals that said that they were coming for whatever reason they was coming for, and to come to 662. My job was to not let that happen.
Similar to the
Liz,
kind
they
of security
said Keffe
you were asked to apply in the whole Snoop Dogg situation.
It didn't have nothing to do with Snoop Dogg.
I didn't hear it, but
Everybody came. Well, Suge Bunch and them, his entourage. Everybody went for the fight. My job and all of my people were there to make sure nothing funny happened at 662. So we were the fall guys. So if something happened, we was the one that's going to go to jail for it. Prepared to do that.
number one.
So nobody else was going to come up there and disrupt it in that manner. But if anybody remember that night, it was so many Metro and everybody there.
18
I
and
was
number
out.
one have been called.
So it was calm. It was
18
peaceful.
and number
So
one.
when you say there's so much Metro there, you're talking about so much Metro at Club 662?
It was police all over the place.
Now you said you were there to be on the lookout for something. What were you?
You said I was on the lookout for nothing.
I apologize. You were there. In order to ensure there weren't any problems. Is that fair?
To make sure everything was good.
And because you had heard there might be some issues.
Right.
And what were the issues that you were concerned about?
Individuals coming up there creating an issue we was having with different sides of from what.
The link is at the bottom of the
So you were worried about Crips. Not worried. I'm sorry. You were there providing security to ensure that Crips did not initiate any violence at Club 662.
Not just Crips, that nothing would happen.
Okay.
Period.
Okay. And then when you were there,
Hey, French.
was Reggie Wright Jr. with
should be
you
pinned
that
in the
night
chat.
at September 7th, 1996 at Club 662?
Yes.
What was Reggie doing there?
Reggie's job was to watch me and make sure I don't get in trouble. Everybody knew.
Oh,
how I
you
was.
pinned
So
the
Reggie-
birthday message,
Everybody else was in
Rosie.
fights. Reggie was there to watch me with the people that was there.
And I'm guessing that you were not the only person there
I
making
can find it.
sure
Hang
there
on.
wasn't any
Hold on.
problems at Club 662.
I'm positive it was 30, 45 rooms there.
Let me grab the
And
link again.
again, that was to make sure that there wasn't any
Got it.
violence that occurred at Club 662.
Right.
You found
When
it?
at some point that night, do you learn that Tupac or Suge had been shot?
That night, yes.
Can you tell me how you learned about that?
Well, people was coming back and was explaining that
I
Tupac
still see the
and Suge
happy
just got
birthday
shot.
message pinned.
Everybody was in a.
I'm working on it.
People started been trying to get over there on Cobalt. We couldn't leave because we didn't pay to do this here. It wasn't too long after people started coming back, like Heron came back and went to the hospital. The majority of the people was leaving and then coming back because that night they said Tupac was going to be all right. And even Suge came back with a little bandage on his head. And we thought everything was good. People kept partying.
So, and when Suge came back, you said he had a bandage on his head. But
I mean, the dude said he got shot, but he was grazed, a little scar, but nothing penetrated.
some people would describe being shot in the head even
Well, you
slightly.
described that. I mean,
Yeah.
you're wrong.
All right. So when you find out, well, let me ask you this: was Reggie with you when you found out that Tupac and Suge were shot?
Yes.
And did it appear to you in any way that Reggie Wright Jr. was coordinating the murder of Tupac Shakur?
Impossible.
I mean, and I say this because you're aware that there have been some conspiracy theories that Reggie Wright Jr. is responsible for the murder of Tupac.
and it's so not true. His father was implicated, and his father had something to do with it. Reggie Wright used to be a police officer. And here again, I've been knowing Reggie Wright over 50 years. His daddy, as a police officer, patrolling my neighborhood. He done took me to jail many times when I messed up. If Reggie killed Tupac, then Death Row is over with. Tupac was the money source. Tupac was that guy at Death Row. So it would have had a problem if he would have did that. And Suge, I truly believe Suge would have opened his mouth if Reggie betrayed him like that. So people say what they want to say.
After that night, do you stick around in Las Vegas or do you go back to Compton?
Well, I stayed in Vegas and we left that morning because we knew we was going to have neighborhood issues, and everybody left and went back to Compton.
Why were you thinking you might have neighborhood issues?
Well, you guys me some. The issues that we was having was heated, and Compton was on fire at the time, and things were happening. And me personally, staying in Vegas wasn't worth it. That man in the hospital, it's time to go and protect your home front and be prepared for whatever happened there. You know what I'm saying? Like the other side was being prepared and was prepared to do things because Orlando got beat up in there. And that's something you don't tolerate. So you was going to get some repercussion from that and everything else that was going on. So living this life, you got to be ready. If you're not, you might as well just lay down.
Thank you.
So, you weren't there for the
Bingo by numbers.
beating of Orlando Anderson at the MGM, were you?
No, I was.
Like we talked earlier, you were at 662.
Coop Raiders coming in.
But
Welcome, Coop Raiders. Welcome.
Are you aware
Grab your
of
bingo
why
card.
Orlando was targeted?
I'm aware of a lot of things. Things that was going on. People ain't talked about it in 30 years. Today ain't one of them. I don't mean to be funny, but here's the thing. A lot of things happened that night. A lot of things happened weeks and weeks after that night.
Good to see you guys.
Me or anybody else bringing up the dead is wrong. A lot of people got hurt behind this situation in itself.
You, White Angel. How do you bingo? Grab the card. It should be linked in the chat.
It's one thing.
Numbers are on the screen.
You bring back all of the guys that made it, like me. I'm 61 years old now. To rehash and relive this situation again. I told every attorney in here that tried to get me to come here, you better treat me as a hostile witness. And I think that's where I'm about to go now because you asking me questions. I can't answer those questions.
Okay, well, let me ask you this. And I'm not going to speak on Orlando. Let me ask you something about yourself. There was a rumor that Tupac had
Orlando Anderson, is that one called?
That would have been your response if that happened.
Now it has.
Yeah,
Orlando
I said it
Anderson.
on my podcast show. Him, Suge, and my brother. I'd have shot out 3 of them if he touched me. That's how I was living.
Why is that?
Where is it?
That's what I was back then.
And so, is it fair to say that your reputation and your standing in the neighborhood would require
Number
you to do something
29.
or get punked by
Number
somebody
29,
like-
You don't have a
Orlando
choice,
Anderson.
Or you can't be there.
Oh, I'm sorry. We're just a side talk. No, that's my fault. I asked, with being in the life that you were, if somebody like Tupac is punking you, like by punching you in the face or something like that, you would have to retaliate, or you would lose your place in the neighborhood.
You would have to go back home and fight everybody that called you a punk. You would have to go. There's some rules
Fight
that
everybody.
you roll with, and some rules you just got to handle.
Welcome, Raiders.
Certain
Welcome,
things need to
Raiders.
be dealt with, adjusted, living that life. And when I was living that
Please
life,
to be unlocked.
it
Please,
wasn't no
and
ifs,
and
buts,
super
it
chat.
wasn't no, oh, you
Hey,
get
stats.
past. No, I was shot him,
Hey, Dad.
to be honest.
So then you had mentioned, I'm not going to ask you to go into any specifics, but you had mentioned that after what happened here in Las Vegas,
Thank
there were
you,
issues
Chucky.
between the neighborhoods. How long did that last? Was it like, all right, one day we're good, everything's done, or did it last for longer than that?
No, it was tension in the air for quite a long
I
time.
can't compete with a
Until I
Rozzy
did
shoulder,
both
so I
sides.
don't
And
try.
you might agree. Just said,
The star.
let
Thank
this
you
shit go.
so much.
Because it really wasn't
That's
our
amazing.
beat.
Thanks, Stats.
This was between Suge Knight and Keffe D. And people put
Hello,
themselves
Terry
in
Bear.
situations like myself. I'm guilty as everybody else. Like
Everybody
myself, I put
shuffle your
myself in
bingo
situations
cards.
to protect something.
All
and
the
somebody that didn't
spaces
have nothing to
called
do with
have
me.
been
I did
put
it
on
for a
the
paycheck.
scrolling
I did
banner.
it on some just because.
We're
Wait
doing
a
straight
Wait a
bingo.
minute. Wait a minute.
But
I think this is
we did-
important. Hang on. Whoa. What did he just say? Sorry, folks. Let me rewind so we can hear that. Hey, Mary Beth, how are you?
Hey, Mary Beth.
to be honest,
So then you had mentioned, I'm not going to ask you to go into any specifics, but you had mentioned that after
Thank you, Harry.
after what happened here in Las Vegas, there were issues between the neighborhoods. How long did that last? Was it like, all right, one day we're good, everything's done, or did it last for longer than that?
no, it was tension in the air for quite a long time until I guess both sides, and he might agree, just said let that shit go because it really wasn't.
I have
our
resting
beef.
bitch face.
This was between Suge
I
Knight
can't
and
help
Keffe
it.
D. And people put themselves in situations like myself. I'm guilty as everybody else. Like myself, I put myself in a situation to protect something and somebody that didn't have nothing to do with me. I did it for a paycheck. I did it also just because. I'm older now. I get it.
Wow. That's
But
unexpected
We
testimony.
did things for all
That
those
unexpected
reasons at that
testimony?
time in them days.
Yes, it is. What number is that one?
Wow. So he's saying he's been keeping that secret to protect somebody and he got paid to do it. So he's not talking.
Unexpected info, number 47. Unexpected info, number 47.
Liz is buying 48. Venom calls bullshit.
Yes, all right.
She is not here.
So 47 and 48 have just been called. 47 and 48 have just been called.
Thank you so much, Liz Barnes.
Thank you so much.
Let me hit play.
Your Honor, Steve will pass the witness.
Okay. Cross-examination, Mr. Sims.
Sir, have you ever met me?
Excuse me?
Have you ever met me before?
No,
Have you ever spoken to the district attorneys prior to your testimony here today?
once.
And is that what you're referring to as the time that you told them, okay, any attorney here is better treat me as hostile because
Dorothy,
Yeah, I told him-
I did not
I
catch
didn't
his
have
name. I'm sorry. He is a
No.
former employee of
So
Suge
question for you,
Knight.
sir, and this is more for clarification. So on the night of the murder, you were working as the head of security for 662.
Yes.
Explain for us a little bit about the club. Was that Suge's club or was it somebody else's club?
Sure, to my understanding.
And when you were there as head of security, were you there?
Hey, Ronnie.
Had you worked there as head of security prior to this particular night?
Welcome, readers.
Here once before. Same.
And on this particular night, was this an event like some type of
Get your bingo
fundraiser or
cards.
something for police officers or anything like that? Do you recall what the event was
No,
for?
we wouldn't have been there.
Okay.
No.
What was the reason for the event?
It was Mike Tyson fight. Tyson was coming back. Tupac was supposed to perform like other people. And we was there for that.
Okay. Can you describe for us how big the club is so that we can?
30 years ago, a little bit bigger than this room.
So it's
Heroes.
not like a 2-story. It's
No,
not,
it's
you know.
small.
All right. And in terms of the club itself, you were there and you were sharing with us that there were other people that were there.
Yes.
Law enforcement as
Dan.
well as I don't know, people from your side of town.
Oh, law enforcement was
Dan.
outside. The Metro would say, why y'all put words in my mouth?
Sure.
They were outside. We were on the inside. Wasn't no law enforcement mingling with us.
Venom's out
As
today.
you know, law enforcement wasn't hired by Reggie Wright to provide additional security.
No, this was Metro posted up all over the place.
And so they were there specifically.
She's
just,
a no-show. She's getting
harass
written
or
up.
just Send a warning or what?
No, they were there. Like when you have events in Las Vegas, everybody knows. You're going to see Metro here, every block.
Yeah.
They was posted up, which they do all the time.
But you're telling me
Yeah,
that as
he
head of
is.
security, you do not know or you don't believe that Reggie Wright hired the Metro officers to come
I know
in?
for a fact he didn't hire the Metro police.
Do you know how many people were on the payroll that night from your security team?
Well, y'all do paperwork different than we did. Our paperwork was getting cash money. Our paperwork was what they call under the table. We had at least 30, 40 of our
Ooh,
employees there.
PPD does not like
Reggie Wright
this.
Jr. and his security, his company, the people work for him, didn't have nothing to do with Suge paid.
Yeah, you see him side-eyeing him? I'm
So
going to
that
say
was
side-eye
different.
activated. 35. 35's
homies
been
was there for
called.
the Suge
Side-eye's been activated
Wright
by
hired his
PPD.
company to watch over Suge
35.
Knight people.
Right.
So his security did like the right thing. My security did what they ain't gonna do. You get what I'm saying?
I get it.
The police gonna walk you out of there.
Mhm.
We gonna drag you out of there. So it was a difference, but not on the same paper.
Sure. And once again, the intent was to protect 662, right? To protect the club, protect the patrons that were going to go there, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, in terms of your knowledge of what happened on that night, fair to say you weren't present when the shots had rung out.
No, I wasn't there.
Okay. And your testimony is that you had heard from other people initially that, hey, Tupac had been shot.
Yes.
And
I'm
you
not
had thought,
sure, Dan.
you
I can ask.
were maybe relieved, thinking like,
Might
okay,
be a little young.
it's not that big of a deal. He's going to be okay.
No offense.
That's what came back to 662. People that went to the scene, and everybody said Tupac was tough.
Arguing straight
So
line bingo, right?
everybody came back to the
Yeah,
court
straight
saying
line.
he's gonna be all right.
First round.
So people just went back to, me.
Right. Now, in terms of the that night, you go back to Compton. You live in Compton.
Yes.
You still live in Compton?
No.
At the time you live in Compton, you go back to Compton, and you tell us that there was a lot of tension. Was there? Can you describe that for us when you went back in terms of what kind of tension we're talking about?
You sure you want me to answer that?
Is it going to be graphic?
No, I ain't gonna. I got to raise the word in it, but
I
you
like
asked
this
me
guy.
a question. I don't. And what I explained to them, I don't want to send him to prison.
Sure.
Even though we don't like each other.
Sure.
I don't want to send you to prison. So that's why I'm here where I'm at and the way I am, because I've changed my life. I'm raising my grandkids, teaching them never to be like their papa. And here I am explaining to people what I used to be. And I'm not proud of that. I'm not proud of that at all. And you asking me questions that can hurt him. And like I told them, I'm trying to avoid to answer the questions that they might look at me and say, something is wrong.
Well, let me put it this way. Let me help you out with this.
Thank you.
So these people right here, what they want to know from you is, did you see who shot Tupac?
I told you no.
Correct. So outside of that question, right? The next question I'm asking you is
Asked
when you went
and
back to Compton,
answered.
Was it like a
Number 4.
Southside crib shoots a pyro blood, and then a
Number
pyro blood
4,
shoots a Southside crib?
asked
Is that
and
the tension
answered.
that we're talking about?
Do I answer this?
That's a straightforward question. It's a yes or no answer.
Okay.
Did you see that?
When I was a part of that, like I was a part of that.
Once again,
And I was because you asking something that's gonna hurt this dude. And
That's the point of court, though, sir.
and once again, I want
when we
That's the
got back to
point of
Compton,
court.
Okay.
it was a gang war. People were getting hurt.
Okay.
People was being sold. People were looking for certain individuals from his neighborhood,
Okay.
as well they did mine.
Okay.
But Orlando, him, and certain other people were being sold because people wanted to kill them.
Sure. Were they the only ones that they
So
wanted?
far, I
They're
am,
not the only one
Bob. I'm just
Yeah.
listening. I'm
No,
trying to
they
put
weren't the
this
only
together.
one. It's his neighborhood in
sorry.
particular.
So,
But they were the
55,
main subject
can't make
of,
this
of,
stuff
of,
up.
of a gang
Number
war. It was in the
55.
middle, such as me.
Can't make
So
this
you're
stuff
telling
up.
us that people back home somehow had some type of information that said that that guy, as a bunch of other people, were involved in what?
In the murder of Tupac.
Okay. But my question to you, stop. Can you focus on me for a second, sir?
Yeah, I will.
And I apologize. I just want to make sure that we're clear, okay, for these people. In terms of that information, none of those people were there, right?
What people you be speaking on? The people that was already in the neighborhood, or the people that left Las Vegas that same night Tupac was shot to go home, bear their arms, and go to somebody else's neighborhood to look for somebody. They had to pay it back.
So once again, my question to you is that the information that I'm asking about is the people that back home, you're saying were eyewitnesses to this?
How could people back home be eyewitness to something that happened in Vegas? No, that's not what I'm saying.
The people that were here in listen to my question, sir. The people that were here in Las Vegas, you're telling me were eyewitnesses to what happened and went back home. Is that what you're telling me?
I'm telling you, the people that was at
Just
662.
answer my question, sir. Yes or no?
I can't
Just
answer
say
that
yes or no.
without what's called. You trying to tell me to say something that you're not going to understand. If you let me explain to you.
No, answer my question.
I'm not answering nothing. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, Mr. McDonald, focus for a second.
I am focused. Very
Focus on this. My question to you is this. You didn't know what happened that night.
Lawyer has to
I
rephrase.
was at
Number 20.
662.
Number 20.
You know who that was there.
I know everybody that was there.
Okay.
And I'm going to give,
Talk to your lawyer, man. Just do the truth.
where is it?
I'm not going to explain that. I can't answer that.
Okay, let me ask you this next question.
Sir and
You are telling
sir,
us
I'm going
that
to do
people back in
36 as
Compton,
well.
For some reason, knew what happened here in Las Vegas.
20 and 36.
A phone
20
conversation.
and 36.
People
have
found
been
out when
called.
people left Las Vegas the same night Tupac was shot, went straight back to Compton. It only takes 3.5 hours to get home.
Sure.
Yes, it wasn't a problem for people to find out what happened. No problem at all.
They got on their phones, they texted people, they let them know what happened here on the night of the shooting.
Yeah. They had walkie-talkies, they had all kinds of phones. They had ways to call people to say whatever. But when people left Las Vegas that same night, after they found out and got in their cars and went home because it was a situation, Pac was shot. Retaliation is a mug. Come on, man. You got like it was for real, for real. All of this was for real.
Now, the night of the shooting, did you have a walkie-talkie, a Nextel thing or something like that?
No.
Did Reggie Wright?
I don't know what he had. I don't know how much money he had in his pocket. I don't know what he had on his hip.
But you were the head of securities, but you're telling us you did not have any.
Right way security has nothing to do with the gangbanging security, power rules, whatever you want to call it. They had nothing to do with us. Okay. The phones that Suge had for certain individuals, they had the phones. Like the guy that was bodyguard for Tupac that night. Like some of the guys that was at the Tyson fight, like Suge Knight. Certain individuals had phones. Yes, they did.
Okay, so, all right, I get what you're saying. You're not there, but you're saying other people were.
Yes, I'm saying there was a lot of people there.
A lot of people were there at the shooting that took place.
That was in the entourage, yes.
Let's see. Okay, just one final question. You're here today, and I think the state had asked this question under a subpoena. You're ordered to be here today, right?
Yes.
In terms of that subpoena, for instance, is that's the only reason why you're here is because of that subpoena?
I don't have no other reason to be here.
Yeah. In order for you to get that subpoena, you were served that subpoena back in California?
Yes.
By a police officer?
I don't know, he was in uniform.
Okay. And that order required you to go to a court in
That's
California.
number 53. 53, what is happening?
Said you have
What
to show up.
is
In
happening?
that court, I cussed them out and told them, you can't make me do nothing.
Right.
And in that court, they told me that
53.
I would be an attempted court. Me raising my grandkids.
What
I'm not going
is
to put my
happening?
grandkids in the car and move somewhere so y'all can't find me. So all that running and living a different life, I ain't doing it. So I agreed to come. And I explained to everybody in here, you ask me something, I'm going to be honest about. You ask me something I don't want to talk about, you're going to have a problem. Treat me as a hostile witness. You're not going to talk to me and tell me as a grown man what I have to do up here. I'm not going to send him to prison. You are.
So the accusation now is because of the fact that we're trying to ask you questions, you're blaming it on me.
You asking me questions. If I just like answer your questions, we're going to have a problem in here, a misunderstanding. And you're asking me something that wouldn't be good for him.
Right. And once again, I just want to look. We're just trying to figure out who shot him.
But that's
You're telling us that you're serious. That's all I want to know. At the end of the
that's
day,
kind of why you
right.
show up.
Right, but he's talking about this is Keffe D's attorney asking him questions.
Yeah.
If he answers them, it's going to screw Keffe D.
Right.
That's his point. He's like, why are you asking me this? You don't want me to answer that.
Right.
That's wild.
But the fact that he can sit here and say, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean,
yeah. That's crazy.
And this is a public defender, right? This is a public defender that Keffe D has?
Hello, E. Point Dexter. No, it's a private attorney.
Oh, this is
E. Point Dexter. There is the list of numbers is running across the bottom. If that helps, I'm not sure if that helps you. I hope it does. Okay. I just thought that was wild.
Was I in entourage when Tupac got shot? No.
Okay. Nothing else, right?
I was at 62. I mean, that ain't hard. That's easy math.
No further questions, John.
Anything further, State?
Jesus.
All right, we've got one more phase, and then we'll let you out of here.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, any questions for this witness? Seeing no hands. Oh, we do have one. Okay, hang on one second.
And by we have a question from the jury.
Why is Keffe D's lawyer asking questions that they don't want the answers to?
Exactly. French Psycho wants to know if we can call 51. The fuck?
Yeah, I can give that one to you. 51. Even though we said, what is happening?
All right, I have a question for you from one of our jurors, if you can answer it. Did Reggie Wright Jr. instruct security to not have firearms the night of the fight?
To be honest, I don't know if Reggie Wright told his people, all the police officers, not to have guns, and I don't know why. He sure didn't tell us because we had ours. And that's the honest truth.
All right. Any follow-up based on that, State?
No.
Defense.
I just want to clarify what the witnesses said. You're telling us that you had guns that night.
Yeah.
I just want to know. But you had guns on that.
Yes, we did.
All right, thank you.
All right, I know you didn't want to be here, but thank you for coming back.
Okay, can I say something? I want to apologize to everybody, but I find this kind of funny. And truthfully, what you're going through, brother, is what you're going through. I didn't want to be a part of that, and I'm not a part of that. So I appreciate everything, and I apologize to all of you guys.
Okay, thank you, Mr. McDonald. You are free to
I
go.
don't care. You
Seats next
You,
to us.
you don't usually get to say that on the stand either.
no.
This guy's a crack up.
Wild.
Wild. I mean, this kind of wild.
All right, Jordan's investigating.
Exactly, Mary Beth.
Burning stuff.
What just happened?
The burning stuff.
What's happening?
He is pissed.
Wait, do I have on the wrong glasses? Do I have on the man's glasses?
Bob, thanks for the two. Thanks for the numbers on the bottom. I need them. You're welcome, Bob, thanks for playing along and thanks for being here. We appreciate it.
Did you want to buy free space with that? Did you want to buy free space?
All right, we'll have you sign that.
We have a goal set for free space, 30 minutes.
You do solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give in this section shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
May I please have you state and spell your first and last name for the record?
Reginald Lilburn Wright Jr.
I don't know why it's not updating.
REGINALD. Lilburn is LIL. B as in boy. URN.
Nobody bought free
Wright,
space.
WRIGHT. And I'm a junior.
Thank you, sir. Whenever you're ready, Mr. Paul, you may proceed.
But you paid.
I know, but I set a goal for free space for 30 minutes.
Oh. That's what King Bob said. No, I'm good. He doesn't want a space for his money.
Okay. For whatever reason, the goal's not updating anyway.
Again?
Yeah.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Do you mind if I call you Reggie?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So where did you grow up?
I grew up in the city of Compton, California. I was born and raised there until about the age of
Shoot,
19.
can we go back? I missed this guy's name too.
Who's your father?
My father is Reginald Wright Sr.
Oh, Reggie Wright's son.
Yeah.
Okay. I bet he is Reggie Wright Jr. Maybe.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking about. Just in case.
Thank you for
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, sir.
Do you mind if I call you Reggie?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So where did you grow up?
I grew up in the city of Compton, California. I was born and raised there until about the age of 19.
And who's your father? Who's your father?
My father is Reginald Wright Sr.
And where did your father work?
He worked for the city of Compton Police Department.
And at some point, had he risen up the ranks of the Compton Police Department to become a lieutenant? Is
You
it?
just
okay?
bought it, Dan. You just bought it.
His career was a lieutenant.
Dan Davis just bought free space.
Where did you ultimately become a police officer yourself?
Yes, sir.
When was it?
Number 10.
I was a civilian jailer from 1985 until 1989. And then I became a police officer from 1989 until I retired in 1996.
And why did you retire?
I received a medical retirement for I have vascular necrosis in my right ankle, but that's not why I'm like this. This is a result of COVID.
Okay. After you left the Compton PD or took your medical retirement, where did you next work?
Well, to be honest, my last year or two of being a police officer, I was employed as on death row security, head of security, and also had a private security company.
Now, was that something that was called like moonlighting, that officers would moonlight when they were off duty?
Yes, sir.
Can you explain to us what moonlighting means when you're off duty?
Well, moonlighting is pretty much just working off duty on your off duty hours, working for different companies. I worked for several companies, it wasn't just death row. I worked for trucking companies, doing security, worked at a nightclub, the Raiders Club, that was inside of the Compton Hotel. Worked several video shoots, just extra money on the side for off duty.
Compton PD wasn't paying good?
Guess I was really young and greedy.
Yeah. And then at some point you said one of the jobs that you had was moonlighting for Death Row. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
And can you tell us what Death Row is?
Death Row Records is a record company that was based out of Beverly Hills, California. And yeah.
And who ran Death Row Records at that time?
Hey,
the
Zach.
gentleman that I actually grew up with at elementary school, junior high, and high school.
Name Bikini
By
Bottom.
the name of Suge Knight.
And when you say Suge, is that what he would go by?
I call him Suge.
So after you retired, did you? Well, actually, let me take a step back. As part of
Clam digger.
your
I'm
role as a
Clam digger.
police officer in
Clam
Compton,
digger.
were you familiar with the different neighborhoods and the members of different
Island?
neighborhoods?
Yes, sir.
Was that part of your job to know what areas were associated with what gangs?
Pretty much a job, and like I said, I started in like 1985, so kind of got familiar while I was working in jail, and it was something that was curious to me. Being that my father was active with the gangs, and it was something that was intriguing to me as well.
When you said you grew up with Suge, did you grow up in the same neighborhood that Suge grew up in?
Yes, about 2 blocks away.
Was that considered Mob Piru territory?
That's correct, sir.
So when you were growing up, were you familiar with the Mob Piru?
They came on eventually later. It was really a Luther's Park Piru area, but then I guess when I was about in the 7th grade, which would have been like 1978, maybe a little later, 80, they started calling themselves the Mob Piru.
So they were Luther's Park Piru before, and then they transitioned to being called Mob Piru.
Yeah, we pretty much divided it. Everything south of Rosecrans was mob, and everything north was or the other way around. North was mob, and south were Luther's area of Rosecrans Avenue.
Were you familiar with a gang called the Southside Compton Crips?
Yes, sir.
How were you familiar with the Southside Compton Crips?
Well, growing up in the city of Compton, we all played sports together, and heard of them when I was playing at Kelly Park, baseball, Little League baseball at Compton Northern. And then my time in '85 as a jailer, and then working in the streets of Compton as a police officer from '89.
Were you familiar with somebody by the name that went by the moniker Keffe D?
Well, heard of him. Had no personal interactions with him at that point, especially in law enforcement. Heard of him, knew of him. I had no personal contact with Keffe at that time.
So he was somebody that was on your radar, even though you had never met him or had personal interaction with him.
Heard of him.
Like
He was mainly known as
enjoying this content. Hit the like button.
At one point, he was known as a crackhead, but then later on, he was known as a
Let your
drug
friends
dealer.
know we're here.
I mean, he was a gang guy, and didn't really enforce on the level of narcotics he was working.
All right. So then you had mentioned that after you had left the Compton PD, you formed a company. Can you tell us about that?
Yes, sir. So in '94, initially I was using a private security company because I was kind of in charge for security for Death Row called Code 4. But once I saw I was about to get retired, I opened up my own private company called Right Way Protective Services. And that didn't really get started until about 1995. But in '94, I was using another private company.
And who were your clients? Was your client just Death Row, or did you do anything else?
I had a couple of clients, like Honda of Pasadena, which was a automotive dealership, a dealership in Compton. They were repoing people's cars, and they needed a car. But my biggest, 95% of my clientele was Death Row Records.
Now, tell me about that. What were you doing when you're saying you're security or you're a security company that's working for Death Row Records or getting contracted by Death Row Records? What does that mean, actually?
It grew over a time period. In '94, it was just mainly just special events. And then I have a couple of off-duty or retired police officers hanging with the artists in '94. '95, '96, it got a little bigger. We had security at the office, at the recording studios, driving Mr. Knight around, 2 with Mr. Shakur, 2 with Snoop Dogg, Mr. Rodis, and other artists when they went to promotional events like that. So I could pretty much have about 10 officers working a day.
And when you say 10 officers, were the people that you would contract with or work for you in this world, were they largely off-duty police officers?
Off-duty or reserves or retired.
And why is that?
Because they were able to carry guns concealed, where it's not exposed. We had exposed officers at the studio, but mainly the bodyguards were carried their weapons concealed.
And we heard,
and for the training as well.
We heard from James McDonald just before you hit the stand. Was it fair to say that there were Mob Piru gang members also around Death Row Records?
That's correct. Mob, looters, Westside, generally Pirus from the city of Compton.
And are these gangs that are generally associated with the Bloods? Is that right?
That's correct, sir.
And the Crips let me ask you, Crips and Bloods, are they an alliance or are they typically in conflict?
Typically in conflict. However, Death Row was a unique situation because one of their main artists, prior to Mr. Shakur coming to the label, was Snoop Dogg, who was a known Crip from Long Beach. And they all seemed to have a great working relationship prior to my arrival and even during my arrival.
All right. I want to ask you about Bad Boy Records. Are you familiar with a company called Bad Boy Records?
Yes, I am.
And who, to your knowledge, was running Bad Boy Records in the mid-90s?
P. Diddy, Sean Combs, Puffy.
There we go.
Go by today.
All right. So we'll go with Mr. Combs for now.
Okay.
What number is it?
So Mr. Combs is running Bad Boy Record. And then who would you
8.
say is most
Number 8. Diddy.
Christopher Wallace, Biggie Small.
Number 8.
Okay. And then was there tension between Death Row Records and Bad Boy, the Bad Boy Entertainment label?
At what time period?
Well, you tell me. At any point, did tension develop between Bad Boy Records and Death Row Records?
Initially, when I was around in '94, there wasn't. However, some things happened. '95 that started tension between Death Row and Bad Boys.
There's a famous speech that Mr. Knight gives at the Source Awards in New York in 1995. Does that contribute to it?
Yes, sir. That was August 6, 1995. But yes, sir. That was when he let the world know.
And then there's another incident where one of Suge's associates was killed in Atlanta. Is that right?
That was in September 25th, I believe. Yes, sir.
And then is it fair to say that your perception of a security for Death Row Records was that somebody associated with Bad Boy Entertainment may have had something to do with the murder of one of Suge's friends in Atlanta?
That was always the story that was told to us. Yes, sir.
And so is it fair to say by 1995, the end of 1995, that there was significant tension between Bad Boy and Death Row?
Yes, sir.
And to the extent that it even involved violence with regards to Suge Knight's friend being killed.
Correct. That was the first time something escalated to that point. Yes, sir.
As security for Death Row, how did you handle this?
Well, we was always on some type of tension when it came to Bad Boys or going to the East Coast, which Suge and I continuously went to the East Coast because he had a lot of business. His distributor, the main distributor, was located out there. The big trade, like the magazines and stuff, was out there. So I can honestly say he and I, and maybe a few of his homeboys, went out there at least once a week, once a month, during that time. When Mr. Shakur came home, we went down a little bit, but we were still going out there, but we didn't go as much.
And what do you say when Mr. Shakur came home? At some point, did Death Row sign Mr. Shakur to his record label?
It's debated how that happened, but
I'm not asking about the how. I'm just saying, did it happen?
Yes, sir. I believe he came home October the 12th of 1995.
Now, as security for Death Row, were you aware that Mr. Shakur was actually out on a bond, an appeals bond from prison from New York?
Yes, sir.
And I believe the allegation has something to do with sexual misconduct. Is that right?
Yeah.
If you don't know.
I mean, something like that. I wouldn't call it that, but yeah.
Okay, whatever it was, there was some kind of issue. Mr. Shakur is in prison in New York, and then Death Row Records posts an appellate bond for Mr. Shakur.
They have some other companies, but yes, sir.
Okay. And then Mr. Shakur does he move to where Death Row is, or does he stay in the New York area, or where does he go?
No, I remember, I picked him up.
10 is free space,
me and one of my security guys named Kevin D. And
10 is free space, yeah.
We went to Monty's restaurant at 8. Then we went to the recording studio that night. And from that point on, we got him into a room, took him to the Peninsula Hotel, where he stayed for, I believe, a month or two. Then he got a spot on Wilshire, and later on in the house in Calabasas.
Rosalind was slacking.
As the head of Right Security, which was contracted by Death Row Records, were you responsible for Tupac Shakur security?
Yes, sir.
How did you handle Tupac Shakur security?
Well, I had 2 guys that were primarily always assigned to him. One guy was a guy by the name of Kevin D, who was with him a lot at the beginning. Later on, towards the end, a gentleman by the name of Frank Alexander was the one that worked with him as well. And then I always have additional guys, like Al Giddings, as one of them fill in for him when no guys wasn't available. So generally always had one security guard with him. After this particular song came out, about May or June, we upped it to 2 security officers.
Now, you mentioned a particular song came out that changed how you handled Tupac Shakur's security. What song are you talking about?
It was a song called Hit 'Em Up.
And is it fair to say that in that song, Tupac is aggressively expressing his dislike for the members of Bad Boy Entertainment as well as other artists?
That's fair to say.
And as a result of that, you decided to change security for Tupac or increase it?
Well, I was a part of the discussion and ultimately had to prove it, but I'm sure Mr. Knight, possibly Mr. Shakur, and maybe the security officer that was primarily with them. We all agreed that he probably needed another guy with him.
Were you aware during
I
this
find him
time,
believable.
a gang from Compton being used by Bad Boy Entertainment when they came to the West Coast?
We had heard those rumors and we were familiar.
And what gang was that?
Compton Southside Crips.
Now, the Southside Crips, that was the same gang that you told us earlier that Mr. Davis belonged to. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And by Mr. Davis, I mean Keffe D.
That's what I believe he is.
Yeah. And then, was there ever a time where Death Row and you and whatever other unofficial security Death Row had a clash with Bad Boy and the Southside Compton Crips at all?
Ooh, did he just say
We had
hearsay?
at a Soul Train Music Awards. I previously stated that Mr. Davis was with him, and I even think I might have even said that he was one of the ones close to the guy with the gun.
Chat, let me know.
You and whatever other unofficial security Death Row had a clash with Bad Boy and the Southside Compton Crips at all?
Yes, we had it at a Soul Train Music Awards. I previously stated that Mr. Davis was with him, and I even think I might have even said that he was one of the ones close to the guy with the gun. Never said he was the one with the gun, but there's been out there, social media, where a gentleman has came out and admitted that he was the one that actually had the gun that particular incident by the name of C. Gutter.
So do you remember? Well, I'm going to ask you what your independent recollection is. Tell us about that incident. So we're at the Soul Train. What is it? The Soul Train Music Awards?
Soul Train Music Awards. Yes.
And approximately what timeline are we looking at?
Thanks, Nigel.
April,
Glad to hear.
May of 95.
Of 95?
Sorry, 96.
Okay, of 96.
Being with us.
And you had mentioned before the song "Hit 'Em Up." Was this before or after the song "Hit 'Em Up"?
That was before him.
Number 11. Number 11
Tell us
has
what
been
happened
called.
at the Soul Train Music Awards.
We pulled in. Originally, we had an entourage of about 50 people with us, but they only allowed two cars of us to get back in the back parking lot because that's where they had all the setup and the motorhomes and stuff like that. So we drove in the back. Mr. Knight, Mr. Shakur, and a few of the outlaws was inside of a Hummer, and myself and Frank, which was Tupac security that night, Mr. Shakur's security that night. We drove in behind them. As we was getting out of the vehicle or getting ready to park, Mr. Shakur saw Christopher Wallace and Sophie and a group of people, a few guys that I recognized on the south side, in that entourage. As they were, Mr. Shakur immediately became enraged and started yelling and confrontation between Mr. Small, Biggie, and Mr. Shakur took place to the point where one of their guys brandished a weapon. And then that's when I pulled my firearm and towards him and begged with him, pleaded with him not to raise the gun. There was some security from the Nation of Islam there. They got in the middle of it, broke us up. The gentleman took off and ran towards the street in the parking lot.
I'm sorry, who ran towards the street?
The gentleman with the gun and a couple of the people that was with him took off and ran.
I didn't say unbelievable.
That Southside was providing.
I said I find him believable.
Yeah.
Like trustworthy.
Somebody needs that square because they're really trying.
You can also buy it.
That type of backup.
They were with him in entourage.
Do you recall whether Duane Davis was one of those people?
Believe he was, I know he was with them, but like I said, I don't believe he was the one with the gun.
All right, let's fast forward to
Nation of Islam
September
is not on the
7th,
card.
1996, or that weekend. When do you come to Las Vegas for that weekend?
I came out that Friday. I believe that was the 6th. The Friday was the 6th. I think the 7th is the day.
Me either.
So I came out that Friday. So we had a nightclub that was in the process of being open. And out here, I guess, there's some type of cars that everyone that work around people just having alcohol. I think they were called town cars or something like that at the time. We had to get all my security guards to have those particular cars for that night because the attorney that was assisting us in getting the club open said, hey, y'all got to be really on y'all P's. We got to have everything on point because if everything goes smoothly tonight, there's a good chance we're going to be able to get the permits transferred from the previous owners to Mr. Knight's name.
Okay, so I want to stop you there. Okay. First, you're talking about you got advice from an attorney. Do you remember who that attorney was?
Yes, sir.
Who was that attorney?
George Calise.
Okay. And then when you got the advice from the attorney was generally telling you got to be on your P's and Q's, so to speak?
Yes.
When you're talking about being on your P's and Q's so that the club can be transferred to Suge Knight. Was Club 662 at that time in Mr. Knight's name?
No, it was perceived that it was. People believed it, even because of the name change. Excuse me. But it hasn't officially been, the paperwork hasn't officially, it never was completed. It was never done.
Now, you talk about the name change. Explain to us a little bit about the name change.
Well, we had a sign and all of that called Club 662.
Explain to us what 662 means.
And you
662
chose
on the
not to
keyboard of
buy
your
one.
phone,
What
it
you
would
super
spell out
chat.
the word MOB, which means members of the Bloods.
Nobody has keyboards on
King
the
Bob.
club anymore.
I
Right?
forgot about that.
And so the club itself, the name of the club itself rang out that it was a blood affiliated club.
That's correct.
Now, what advice did Mr. Kalisis give you regarding being on your P's and Q's for that night in order for Suge Knight to be able to obtain approval for running that club?
So he advised, and the main thing that came out of that meeting was he advised all of my security guards, even though that they were authorized to carry guns, being off-duty police officers and stuff, that we shouldn't have guns on our possession inside of the club on that night.
So your understanding was, or at least the advice that you got was, inside Club 662, if you're working it for right-way security,
Correct.
you're not carrying a gun.
Yes, sir.
Did you communicate that to the people working for you?
So we had a meeting in Mr. Khalif's office. He said it. Mr. Khalif said it. My guys probably wouldn't have did anything if I didn't echo it. Today,
Nigel,
I can
who
say
are
I
you
echoed it
referring
and
to as
agreed to it,
Veggie?
but I'm sure I did.
What you're saying is you don't have an independent recollection, but you think you probably did echo Mr.
Veggie?
Kalis's advice.
Yes, sir.
And when was this meeting?
That Friday.
It was,
After they had all came from the town cars.
I've never
Yes,
said
it
that.
was.
Meeting
SF.
because I took them all to Fridays.
And hello.
When they ate at Fridays after that meeting, so it was that
We'll just
Friday.
call you SF.
And then
Hey,
so the
Boosh.
process was with
Hey,
your
Boosh.
workforce
Good
working
afternoon.
with you was that they had to get their TAM cards or whatever temporary work cards required to do the work that you needed them to do at 662. Then have a meeting with the attorney. The attorney tells them, "Hey, we're trying to get this club transferred to Suge's name. Let's keep it clean and don't carry fire."
That's right.
Did you do anything else that night, Friday at all relevant to the events that occurred on September 7th, 1996?
The club actually opened on Fridays and Saturdays, but for some reason we didn't get a big attendance on Friday nights. But Saturday night, it was a different night.
So you knew that that night, September 7th, 1996, was the night that Mike Tyson was fighting Bruce Thomas. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And was that part of the reason
Pause
why you
for
guys
one
were
second,
having the club
Rosie.
open because of that fight?
That was the only times the club.
So the last witness, this is what I don't understand, right? He could have said, I don't remember, I don't recall, I don't, instead, he was like, why are you asking me questions you don't want me to, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
it was the
I
weirdest
think he's
thing.
trying to point it out. I think he was pointing out to TPD. He's like, this guy is not helping you.
Right. But like, you're not really supposed to do that in court that you've been subpoenaed to, you know what I'm saying? Like, just say, I don't remember, I don't recall, I don't, you know what I'm saying?
Well, I think he also wanted to make very, very clear that he wanted to be labeled a hostile witness. Like he wanted that so that he doesn't get any heat when he gets back home.
Right.
So if he can be confrontational all over the place, it helps him. But he's also kind of charming in a weird way. It's like
he was.
I like him. Yeah.
And he was trying to keep his, self alive, so to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unfortunately. But yeah.
Oh,
just wanted
Corn
to say
Pope
that
is
about
here. Hey, Corn Pope. How are
Corn
you?
Pope.
Good to see you. Congratulations on busting out of X jail. Congratulations. Okay. All right. I've got to go check out the dogs for a second because the Duke's not here. So I'm just going to let it play if that's okay.
Sure.
And Mr. Knight, the Club 662 banner, we only did that about 3 times. And that would have been the 4th time. And so we only opened those 4 times, the Friday and the Saturday. And then we did it one more time where Mr. Shakur and Snoop Dogg did a St. Ives commercial, which was just a promotional private video shoot for a commercial.
Now, who was in charge of the security for Club 662 that night?
Well, ultimately I am, but I had a on-site supervisor by the name of Al Giddens. He was actually who I consider in charge of the club, but ultimately as the owner, I was.
And then we heard from James McDonald. He's suggested that he had a role in security as well. maybe different than
Possible Mary
normal
Beth.
security? Were you aware of James McDonald being there at the club?
Yeah, James was a headache for my security. They hated him. But he and I, we've been knowing each other over 52 years, you know. So, I mean, that was like my brother. So he, James used to do it as a hustle. What James would do is go outside, get guys that look like they had a bunch of money, and bring them to the front of the line. And that drove my security crazy.
Hey, Calvin.
James is just out there working the door. Still gonna have a bunch of his homeboys to come and be on the lookout, you know, still, you know, blood related, pyro related, to be around. But James was mainly doing a little side hustle.
Now, in terms of as the person in charge, or the person contracted to be in charge of Death Row Security, were you aware that Tupac Shakur was going to come to the fight on September 7th, 1996?
Definitely the plan. That was definitely the plan, and there was a reason that I knew he had to come, but that was definitely the plan.
Well, tell us the reason why he had to come.
So we, Mr. Khalees, who he had something worked out, because that's why we had off-duty police officers. I don't know if they were off-duty. They were in uniform, so I don't know if they was working off-duty or they were on duty. But we had, my guys were responsible from the door inside, where the police officers were responsible for the door and the street traffic control.
Oh boy. And now this isn't good. We're spinning. And there's nothing I can do
in the
about
parking lot. And so
there we go.
I guess how we got that approved was
Well, if you're guessing,
okay.
I don't want you to guess. Were you the person responsible for whatever event control or traffic control that the Las Vegas Metropolitan Police Department did?
No, sir.
Were you the point of contact?
I was the point of contact for the club, yes.
Yeah, but you're the point of contact for the club. And then the person, is it fair to say that the person dealing with whatever traffic control or event control or population control, whatever it was,
Yes,
was
Faves.
the attorney, George Places.
He was the one
Number
that got
nine.
made the
Number
call.
9.
So you weren't the one that called Metro.
No, sir.
So anything that you would have said regarding that is just kind of you trying to put the dots together, assuming what that conversation might have been.
And the only reason I say that because I knew we promoted it as a benefit for a retired boxer, for a police or retired. He was a retired police officer that was promoting or had something to do with the boxing for youth or something like that.
So that kind of is adding to the P's and Q's that make Mr. Knight look better when they transfer out when they're trying to transfer this club. Hey, we're also holding a benefit.
That and also Mr. Shakur was trying to work off some community service hours that he needed. I don't know how they made it happen in LA County.
And so Mr. Shakur was scheduled to perform that night at Club 662, is that right?
Yes, sir.
And so you're telling us that it was your understanding that Mr. Shakur performing at Club 662 at this benefit would help him accumulate hours for community service.
Yes, sir.
So when was Tupac Shakur supposed to come to Las Vegas?
Well, they always came up on that Saturday. I know that they arrived about 4 p.m. on that Saturday, but if they were scheduled to come out earlier or not, I'm not sure.
And then at some point, who's the security for Tupac that Saturday?
Mr. Alexander, but he was out there with me, getting the town cars and everything. Mr. Shakur actually rode up with, I guess, his fiance and a few members of the Outlaws.
And who are the Outlaws?
The Outlaws is a bunch of people, actually, but it's a group of rappers that works with Mr. Shakur that he was trying to help get their career going.
And was Malcolm Greenidge one of the members of the Outlaws?
Yes, sir.
And he goes by the Edie Amin.
That's correct, sir.
And Katari Cox, was he one of the members of the Outlaws?
Yes, sir.
And then Afula, and I always get the name wrong, but Mr. Afula, was he also one of the members of the Outlaws?
He was as well.
Okay. And you said Mr. Alexander was the person that's supposed to be working security, or the person assigned for security for Mr. Shakur, but that he was with you. So on Saturday, was anybody with Mr. Shakur?
No, sir.
And you had mentioned earlier that after the song Hit 'Em Up had come out, and that was probably, 3-4 months before this, you had assigned 2 security officers to Mr. Shakur.
That's correct.
So where's the other one?
Well, that was Mr. Hackey, Kevin Hackey. He was scheduled to also be attending and writing, and that's what I actually thought was going to be with him, coming up with him, because he normally was with him. You know, him and Mr. Alexander, they kind of worked out who would be with Mr. Shakur. And for some reason, he didn't
What do
show
you
up.
think
Now
receipts?
telling me he had a
What
late
would
arrest,
they be
and
showing
he was stuck at the
receipts
hospital all
for?
day dealing with an arrest.
Frenchie.
So the fight night arrives. Where are you? You go to the fight?
I went to the parking lot of the fight, so it was kind of
Number
hectic
9 was
to get
called,
inside.
Rozzy.
And also,
Number 9.
got a call from Mr. Giddings Al Geddes, who was my supervisor at the club, and they was having some logistic problems there, and I elected to go and get things in order at the club.
So you get to the parking lot at MGM, see it's a little crazy, and decide to head over to Club 662.
That's correct.
And was Club 662, it was on Flamingo, is that right?
1700 Block of Flamingo, yes, sir.
Okay. Actually, can I see Exhibit 2? I'm going to publish Exhibit 2, which has already been admitted. All right, actually, Mr. Wright, you're not in a position great for any of this, but there we have, can you see the 662 up there?
I don't have my glasses.
Now you got it.
No worries.
I'm sorry.
I got you.
Hello, Tracy. Thank you.
Hey, Tracy.
Push for Honor? Not for Mr. Roach?
Okay.
Really? You see clubs, there's a red 662 club on this. You see it?
Yes, sir.
Is that accurately representing what Club 662 was?
Yes, sir.
So you leave the Las Vegas Strip and head over to Club 662.
That's correct, sir.
Did you handle the logistical issues at Club 662?
Well, I guess. I'm sure we got worked out. Yes, sir.
And then was Club 662, did you stay at Club 662 or did you head back to the Strip that night?
No, I stayed there the whole time until I was contacted by some other individuals.
Okay, so we'll start, before we get there, how was 662 super busy
What does
that
that
night, or
mean?
was it kind of less crowded?
The clubs generally
32.
didn't start getting crowded by 11 p.m. I think we were there like 8:30. So it eventually got there, but I wouldn't call it super crowded at that point.
And then you said you were there and then you, something changed. Well, we all know that on September 7th.
Hey, Dr. DeMost.
Tupac Shakur was shot and Mr. Knight was raised in the head by a bullet. Did you find out about that?
Yes, sir.
How did you find out about that?
Two gentlemen.
Maybe he likes me.
His true name was Alton McDonald, and a gentleman by the name of Neckbone. Well, his true name is Roger Williams, and his moniker is Neckbone. They came inside the club and came straight to me. It was like, Reggie, Suge and Pop just got shot down the street. I thought they were messing with me because they like, where Reggie at, because I wasn't there with him. But then Mr. Khaleesi, who was standing near me, I guess he talked to some of the officers that was working out front, and he kind of verified to me that something happened. And then by that time, I see about 4 or 5 other units that were working at the club. They started taking out heading that way.
Now you mentioned two people, Buntree, Alton McDonald. Does Buntree have any relation to James McDonald, the person that testified before you?
That's his little brother. Yes, sir.
And then you mentioned Neckbone, Roger Williams. Were these people employed by Right-Way Security?
No, sir.
Were they part of Mob Pyro?
Yes, sir.
Is it fair to say, as we talked about earlier, that Suge would have members of Mob Pyro?
Correct.
And while they weren't official security, would you say they provided a different form of security?
That would be a fair. Yes, that's correct.
So upon hearing the fact that, well, at that time when Suge Knight and Tupac Shakur were headed to Club 662, were you aware of their movements? Were you aware that they were headed over to the club at that point?
Not at that point. I hadn't heard anything. Frank hadn't communicated anything with me, and I just knew they would eventually get there. But no, I didn't know any movement where they were at or when they were coming towards our way.
Oh, you had said Frank hadn't told you anything. At this point, had Frank met up with Tupac?
Oh, I'm sorry. Frank was with Mr. Shakur since about 4 p.m. on that day, 4 to 5 p.m. on Saturday. He was with him all that day.
So he didn't drive out with Mr. Shakur, but he eventually met up with Mr. Shakur.
That's correct. Him and another gentleman who initially was with him by the name of Michael Moore.
And was Mr. Moore also a member of security?
He worked for Right Way as well.
And so then you have Mr. Shakur, Mr. Knight headed to Club 662. To your knowledge, were there other people headed over? I guess we already heard about Neckbone and Buntree. Were there other people headed over to Club 662 with Mr. Knight and Mr. Shakur? On driving over, was it more than one car, or was there a number of cars driving over to Club 662?
And I can only speak on what I know now.
Okay, well, no, back then, did you know?
I just know who normally with them.
So after Buntree and Neckbone tell you that Mr. Shakur and Mr. Knight had been shot, and you seem to get some confirmation from
No idea why
the attorney, what do you do?
Me and Mr. Khaleesi and Michael
Ditto.
Moore, who was with Mr. Shakur earlier, who got, his primary job was to work at the club. He and I jumped in the car with Mr. Khaleesi and headed towards the scene. Wait,
your attorney was there?
Shakur and Mr. Knight was. However, en route, Mr. Khalees was on the phone and we was notified that they were headed to UMC.
So did you go to UMC then?
That's correct.
Now, taking a step back, did you see the car that Buntry and Neckbone arrived to Club 662 in?
Eventually, yes, sir.
And did you notice anything notable about that car?
Yes, Mr. Buntry, he had a Toyota Supra that was black, and he had one bullet hole to the driver's side fender.
Another coupe raid?
Let's go back to, you're on your way back to, or you're on your way over
For
to
the second
UMC.
coupe
What
raid.
happens at UMC?
Welcome.
Get there. Of course, you know,
Get
Mr.
your
Knight
bingo
and
card.
Mr. Shakur was in the emergency room.
All the spaces cold are in the banner.
About 3 hours later. That's all. But
We're
there was a lot of
still
people
on
gathering,
round one.
as people heard what happened from the club, they started gathering there.
Straight bingo or
People just started to
diagonal
gather.
7.
And in the parking lot
Straight.
outside of the hospital.
Was Mr. Knight held at UMC for a long time, or like for weeks, or what happened with Mr. Knight?
No, Mr. Knight was released. I left prior. I don't know why I left. I left prior to him getting released about 4 or 5
You're
in
right
the
on
morning.
time,
And I
Cameron.
know I was back at his house.
No gay
We got
bingo.
his home secured. And I know I was back at his house about 6 a.m. to 7 a.m. that morning. I was with him all that day.
After all this, or sometime during this, do you make contact with your father?
Yes, sir.
How do you do that?
By phone. I called him a couple of times throughout that night. Told him what just happened to Suge and Mr. Shakur. You know, it's kind of stressful for me. Called him a few times that night
How are you calling him?
by cell phone.
Oh, you had a cell phone at the time?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And did you, was there
I had a
anything
cell phone
you
at the
had to say
time.
to him in order
96?
to let him know what might be happening the next day?
Well, during the night,
Is that a big deal?
or that early morning, I was getting information from people in the parking lot and around
The
hey, you
link
know,
for the bingo
they got into
card
it
is at the
MGM
bottom
with
of
some
the
guys from
chat.
Southside Compton
You
Club.
can just open
So I
another
relayed that to
browser
them.
on your phone.
They don't know who the people were.
Yeah, it
Just
should
that
open it up for
They
you.
got into it from
You
some
just
guys from
click on it.
Southside, and I told them, hey,
Hey, Ronnie.
it's gonna be trouble back in Compton.
When did you go back to Compton? When did you go back to California?
About 2 weeks later,
So you were in town while Mr. Shakur was at the hospital.
the whole time he was at the hospital, and that following week as well.
What was your role while Mr. Shakur was in the hospital?
I had 2 guys assigned outside his door the whole time he was fighting for his life, and they were there just. We had problems with. I remember a candy striper trying to sneak up and take a picture of him while he was lying fighting for his life, and we were just trying to keep people out. Of course, Mr. Shakur,
Did he
his
say
mother
it?
was in
I didn't
charge,
hear it,
but just mainly
I
trying to
believe.
I didn't hear it. I
keep
don't know
people
why.
out that she didn't want in, or
Oh, I don't know
got
why
no
I
permission
left. Is what
to come in to see Mr. Shakur while he's fighting for his life.
Did anyone
And then
else
you
hear
had
it?
said, after Mr. Shakur had passed, you stayed in Vegas for another week.
That's correct.
Why is that?
Well, I'm the one that actually received his ashes, and had one of my security guys by the name of James Green fly back with the ashes, and
Anyone
eventually
here? I
delivered
don't
them
know.
to
Oh, James did.
someone in the
Okay.
family. I believe it was my mother.
Yep.
But
13.
if it wasn't her, it was somebody that she authorized to receive the ashes.
But you weren't the person that delivered the ashes.
James Green was.
You received the ashes
Yes.
and then gave it
To James.
You know, I want to ask you this just straight. Did you have anything to do with the murder of Tupac Shakur?
Absolutely not.
And there it is. Did you have anything to do with the
As a
murder?
result,
Number 2 is
the
being called.
beating
Number
of
2.
Anderson at the MGM Grand. Were there any legal
There it
proceedings that
is.
involved Mr. Knight?
There it is. Number 2.
Did he just finish his direct? I think that's the finish of the direct. No. Let me check.
Yes, sir.
Is it fair to say that Mr. Knight was on probation at the time of the beating at the MGM Grand?
He was.
Actually, can we show 115? I don't even know that Mr.
No, they're showing exhibits.
We can take the computer up to him. I just have to open it.
Number 24.
It'll go off the screen though if I take it off here. You want to do it on the
13.
computer so he can see it up close?
Number 2. Now, hold on. 24. MGM Grand.
Mm.
$13, 24, and 2. and awkward silence. So number 5. Number 5.
I'll give it to you. Just because the court muted it. That's true, Cynthia. It was that way. Still kind of
Oh, so it was 5.
What was 5?
Awkward silence.
Hmm.
Try and coordinate this, Judge. I'm gonna show it to
Thank you,
you
Karen.
up close, Mr. Wright. Wow.
Yeah, everybody check to see if they're subbed because I was subbed for forever, and just last week it unsubbed me to Ross.
This is Case Exhibit 150.
Yeah, make sure you're still subbed. Make sure you hit that like button, and don't be scared to share a link out there wherever you share links. We appreciate it. Hey, Dana. What's
Oh,
good?
they hit
Yes, you
Tug
missed-
Stream too. Oh boy.
Yeah, they're kind of lame. They didn't show up today. I guess they didn't like my post.
Well,
Oh,
I mean, they have to step up their game. Like,
yeah, they definitely do.
boring.
Oh, look,
Boring.
Island. Island's been a member for 18 months. Island.
I have no idea where they come up with their stuff. Like, what Tupac's murder has anything to do with the flea is beyond me. Like, I have absolutely no idea.
It has nothing to do with it.
Right.
Lame. Lame.
Team B had
Like, come up
7
with
and
something better.
Okay.
Actually, before we start playing, Mr. Wright, have you seen the MGM video
Hi,
before?
Sweet Rage.
Yes, sir.
Haven't
You've
been
seen it more than once.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for
Partly
hanging with
because
us.
It was part of a revocation proceeding that involved Suge Knight.
Take care.
Now I'm going to show you 115B, starting at 7:04. I'm clicking. 1 second, not just yet. I'm clicking right. This is the video that you've seen before?
That's correct, sir.
Hey, Troy. Thanks for the coop raid.
I'm going to pause. Starting at 7:20.
Coop raid.
Did you recognize the folks that were hitting Mr. Anderson there?
Hitting or kicking?
Hitting or kicking? Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Who
Yep,
are they?
number
The
49.
gentleman in the
Number
white with the black
49
hat
has
on.
been called. 49.
Hang on. He's identifying the people in the video. Number 49.
Video
you said?
evidence. Yep. Video. Number 49.
All right. Okay, I want to go back and hear that, guys. Just, I don't want to miss it.
The folks that were hitting Mr. Anderson there?
Hitting or kicking?
Hitting or kicking? Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Who are they?
The gentleman in the white with the black hat on was
We'll try and coordinate this again. Oh, can you see it?
I can see it. Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, then can you tell us people who are involved in this?
That gentleman right there in the white is Buntry, Alton McDonald.
There appears to be somebody in a gold shirt. Who was that?
That appeared to be Mr. Shakur.
There's a
I wish they
person
would
in
point.
gray on gray, looks like outfit. Do you know who that is?
The one that I saw that's right in front of Mr. McDonald right now is Roger Williams.
Okay.
I thought it was blue. I saw
Okay,
it blue.
maybe I'm talking about the wrong thing. You're talking about this.
Yeah.
May I approach? Isn't that one?
Yeah. Well, no, it's approach the bench. Should we count that?
I mean, same thing.
All right.
Well,
Number
that's Mr.
3
Knight.
has been
And then
called.
that's Mr. Williams.
Number 3,
And then
approach.
so you see Mr. Williams, Mr. Knight, Mr. Shakur. Those are the people that are evident to you in this portion of the video. Is that
That's
right?
correct, sir.
And then you have another video of everybody leaving. Can you see that?
I can see it, but
That's it. That's it.
Yes,
Okay, I'm going to show
hospitality hearing.
Mr. White 115C.
and Mr. Shakur, Mr. Knight, Blanchard, Mr. Williams. I don't see Frank yet. Okay, there you go. Mr. Alexander, the one with no sleeve on his shirt. And he's leading the pack now.
Did you see Trayvon Lane?
I don't see Mr. Lane yet. No, he had a hat on. I've seen him before. I don't see him right now, though. Let me look again. It's Frank. Mr. Shakur.
How are you going to get to the when you never showed the judge? You
Yeah.
have to buy it. You want to buy it, Dan?
You could buy it right now.
You give him the $5.
I'm sorry, I don't see Mr. Lane.
$5.
I'm sorry.
Let us know if you want to buy it. You just paid.
Yes, not all cards are the same, since there's a couple extra words.
Yeah.
All right.
He's buying 16.
I'm sorry.
Everybody say thank you.
The judge looks
Number
annoyed.
16. We don't have a bingo yet? That's crazy.
I
No
know.
bingo. We do. Dan, congratulations. I'm not sure if you won one yesterday or not. If
You did.
if you did, you can pay it forward if you like. Somebody you choose. Congratulations.
Congrats. That one is so obnoxious, Rossi. It's too loud. All right, we move on to the X. We move on to the X.
Okay.
Just let us know who you're paying it forward to.
Keep your
Dan.
card. Keep your card.
Keep your card.
Card.
Don't clear it. We're still working the same card.
So you see him.
Yeah, he has the hat on. Upper right corner is Mr. Lane.
So you see him leaving the scene, but you don't actually see him during the.
Qualification.
You don't see him actually hitting
I didn't see him. No,
Mr. Anderson.
I didn't see him do that.
But he's with the group that's fleeing the
Send
beating.
me
of
an
Mr.
email
Shakur.
with what you want.
I'm going to show you what's been marked as being proposed Exhibit 60. Do you recognize who that person is?
SF.
That's Mr. Lane.
No, not
Do you
this
recognize
time.
the person in 6 and 7? Actually, I gave you the wrong one.
Unless you want to send him an
Yeah, I
email,
recognize
that's
that.
fine with me.
That's Mr. Davis.
I'm
No.
going to show you the person that depicted in State's Exhibit number 3.
Mr. Anderson.
And lastly, I'm going to show you what's been marked as State's Exhibit 72. Do you recognize what's in that?
This is therefore change, yes.
Oh, Dan's giving it to Cynthia.
I'm going to move these exhibits into evidence. No judgment.
Sorry, Corn Pope. You were dozing off and I
show,
interrupted your nap.
Number 6.
Sorry.
Yeah, Cynthia, you didn't win, right? This week?
Is that the person you identified as Trayvon Lane?
Yes, sir.
It's sleepy.
Mr. Paul, is this could you take it? This is a natural stopping point.
Yes, we can do that.
Okay, we need one of our jurors needs to come for break.
Okay.
All right. So at this time, we're going to take a recess.
That's
During
what
this
I
recess,
thought
you are
she
not
won
to converse
yesterday.
with anyone else on any subject connected to the trial.
But I didn't have it
Rebuttal is
written
any report
down.
on Miranda trial of any person connected to this case, finding need movement information,
Did
including
she
about
win?
location, newspaper, television,
did
internet,
win
radio,
yesterday.
or former express any
Okay.
opinion on any subject connected to the trial. Please is submitted to you. We'll have a room back here at 3:40.
All right,
Please
folks,
rise.
we've got plenty of room to zoom here.
Zoom.
Unless you too need a comfort break, but you can pause us. Uh-oh, Judge looks annoyed.
We bought that one. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah, she got the frame. That's what I thought. Okay, so Dan, you got to pick someone else.
Wise Angel says 54 was an exhibit. Okay. That's true. You got that. All right, I'm going to hit play.
Okay. 17 and 54 are being called on the next round. 17 and 54.
Jury's come out.
You may be seated.
Yep.
You may proceed.
17 and 54.
Mr. Wright, would it be easier to look at the monitor on the witness stand, or are you able to see that better?
Pictures this side, I can see both ways.
Okay, all right. So you're now looking at State's Exhibit number 60. Who is that?
That's Trayvon Lane.
All right, and Mr. Giacomo, do you mind putting on 62?
No, Mary Beth.
Showing you State's Exhibit number 62. Who is that?
That's Mr. Davis.
You mind putting up 63? Showing you State's Exhibit
Oh, Mary
63.
Beth.
Who is
You
that?
just won bingo.
And then we had talked
Mary
briefly about
Beth,
it, so I
Dan
want to
is
just show
passing it on
State's
to
Exhibit
you.
72.
Oh, there you go, Mary Beth.
Congrats.
What is that?
That's a definite shame.
Mary Beth, do send an email to me at therosalindduke@gmail.com. Let me know what items you want out of the gift store. I will probably just give you a gift certificate to get it so you can put in your information without having to, give it out to me. All right, let me continue.
And we'll touch on that in a minute, but we were talking about the beating of Orlando Anderson at the MGM. Mr. Knight was on probation at the time you had mentioned, is that correct?
That's correct. Yes.
And then after you guys got back,
Yes, now we're doing
Las
the X.
Vegas, back to the Southern California area, did Mr. Knight have a legal problem as a result of his alleged participation in that beating?
That's correct, sir.
And can you explain that to us?
They've already been, initially they've already been, they said for a 30 tests for.
We called death
they-
row
they was
already.
probation officer. But while he was still in custody, they then added the charge of being violated his probation for assaulting Mr. Anderson.
So he's on probation. He's on video, at least what appears to be participating in the beating of Mr. Anderson. And so he is charged with violating his probation.
That's correct, sir.
And do you participate in any of the preparation for Mr. Knight's hearing on his probation violation?
With his attorney, Mr. Kenner, I attended several meetings. Yes,
And then are you aware of a meeting with Mr. Anderson?
that's correct.
Can you tell us about that?
So we met him at his attorney office, Mr. Edie Falk.
Anderson, we have
It
entered the
was
major.
in Seal Beach, I believe, where his office was. And we met with him. The attorneys had an agreement where I guess they were going to make a settlement or something for and Mr. Anderson to come and testify on Mr. Knight's behalf, where I believe the settlement was
Coming
about
soon.
$60,000 because some of the Depo people had assaulted him,
Right.
and some would say for him coming up and testifying on the behalf of Mr. Knight.
Okay, so just to be clear, prior to Mr. Knight's revocation hearing, there was a meeting with Orlando Anderson, the person who was beaten in that video. Is that right?
That's right.
And then there was an agreement that $60,000 would change hands between Suge Knight or Death Row or some aspect of that side to Mr. Anderson. Is that correct?
That's correct, but that was made between the attorneys, Mr. Canner, who was also present, and Mr. Fall.
Okay. So I'm not saying that you're the person that did that. I'm saying you're that.
I was at that meeting, myself and Norris
Very
Anderson, who was the
respectful.
general
Everybody
manager
missed
of the
that.
company at the time.
And then at that probation hearing, is it fair to say that Mr. Anderson said that Mr. Knight was just trying to stop the fight and not participate in the fight at all?
That was the testimony, yes.
And that was after he received the $60,000.
That part I don't know.
That's after the agreement for the
It was
$60,000.
an agreement in place, though.
Okay. And then
I need to hear that again.
is it fair to say?
Sorry, folks. My apologies.
And at that probation hearing, is it fair to say that Mr. Anderson said that Mr. Knight was just trying to stop the fight and not participate in the fight at all?
That was the testimony, yes.
And that was after he received the $60,000.
That part I don't know.
That's after the agreement for the
It was an
$60,000.
agreement in place, though.
Okay. And then
Okay,
is it
wait a
fair to
minute.
say that
I don't think I went back far enough. Sorry. Okay.
Mr. Knight's revocation hearing, there was a meeting with Orlando Anderson, the person who was beaten in that video. Is that right?
That's right.
And then there was an agreement that $60,000 would change hands between Suge Knight or Death Row or some aspect of that side to Mr. Anderson. Is that correct?
That's correct, but that was made between the attorneys, Mr. Canner, who was also present, and Mr. Fall.
Okay. So I'm not saying that you're the person that did that. I'm just saying you're that.
I was at the meeting, myself and Norris Anderson, who was the general manager of the company at the time.
And then at that probation hearing,
didn't like
is it
it.
fair to say that Mr. Anderson said that Mr. Knight was just trying to stop the fight and not participate in the fight at all?
That was the testimony, yes.
Okay. And that was after he received the $60,000.
That part I don't know.
That's
I
after
don't
the
know if
agreement for the
It was
$60,000.
an agreement in place, though.
Okay. And then is it fair to say that the judge disregarded Mr. Anderson's testimony and revoked Mr. Knight's parole?
Objection at the meeting.
Sustained.
Well, did the judge believe Mr. Anderson's testimony?
Sustained?
So Mr. Knight was subsequently violated for his probation and received 9 years sentence.
And as a
Number
result,
40.
when Mr. Knight
Number
was
40.
imprisoned for those 9 years, who was running Death Row?
After about 4 or 5 minutes of his incarceration, I became the general manager of the company.
So Suge paid off Orlando Anderson to make sure to try to keep himself out of jail, I guess.
Mm-hmm. That's what it sounds like.
Keffe disagrees. I don't know. Why? Oh, it's the as in THE, the Rosalind Duke at gmail.com. Okay, get back to this. Sorry, guys.
We show the Death Row. What do you call that?
Pendant.
Pendant. We show the Death Row pendant. Can you tell us about the distribution of Death Row pendants to various people that were associated with Death Row?
Mainly the artists received them, and then people close associates of Mr. Knight. They were given out to different people for Christmas presents. 1995. Yes.
Were you aware of whether or not Trayvon Lane had received a Death Row pendant?
He was one, yes, sir.
And is it typically wore on a chain around one's neck?
That's correct, sir.
Okay, Mr. Sam, cross-examination.
Thank you. Mr. Wright, have you and I ever met?
I know, sir.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm not buying it.
YouTube channel that I.
Somebody
that I
really
follow.
needs that.
I'm sure you're probably anticipating the next question.
I might be buying
In your YouTube channel, you have
I
spoken
mean, I might
a little
not.
bit about me, for instance,
it.
right?
You're not buying it.
That's correct. And you.
Oh yeah, objection. You're
So
right,
in terms
Faves.
of, your
25.
podcast or YouTube channel, and
25.
wasn't anything derogatory. It's more like he's never tried a criminal case or I think Hollywood ass attorney. I think you would say something like that, right?
Well, yeah, I did about 10 interviews in the last 2 months, so I mean, I said something like that.
Now, in terms of your podcast stuff, it's very just a good point. At some point, you would actually instruct to keep hey, he can actually make money doing the YouTube stuff. Remember that?
It didn't go quite like that, but I did pass his number to a few YouTube channels after he and I had this discussion about doing something on my channel that I refused to pay. And I'm not giving someone I believe is Tupac Killer money.
Sure.
Hello.
You had an interview with a Mr. Monk. Do you remember that?
Cool.
Detective Monk, yes, sir.
Was he a detective at the time?
He was.
Okay, so he's a detective at the time, and he sat down with you, and you had a conversation with him and you basically told him that you had advised Keffe D about the, I don't know, how much you can get paid doing YouTube stuff. Remember that?
I don't remember that, no.
Now, you don't remember that, or you don't believe that?
I remember Kevin Coffey, but to say you can make $5,000 or $10,000,
I'll
I
give
didn't
you
have
that
a
one.
conversation
44.
like that.
The chat caught it.
Okay, so you don't know or you don't remember. I just want to make sure we're different here.
I remember meeting with Detective Moggs. I know I am the one that started passing Mr. Davis' number around to do more interviews to get him to talk. Yes.
Okay, so when you volunteered to Detective Mogg, Keffe D's number, you said, I set him up with a couple of interviews.
Correct.
And because I promised you, if y'all ever listen, I promised him I would. We talk bad about each other, but I'll hook you up. I'm kind of know all these YouTubers out here, and so I kind of hook people up with them. Quote, you want to make some money? N-word, unquote. And then question was asked by Detective Mogg. So what do you get paid for your interviews? And you respond, oh, I get about $2,500, $3,000 a show. You remember that?
That's accurate, so I might have said that.
Now you also said 5,000. I got my.
Okay.
He was crying
And
about his
15,
taxes. You were
Rosie.
referring to Keffe in that, right? He was crying about his taxes. Keffe.
15.
Not sure.
I got him about to go blast him next week. He's getting 3,500. So they pay you because they get views. They get paid, man. YouTube, every million views you get about 6,000 to 10,000. And then
that's the channel.
Okay.
Not the person.
And then once again, I'm talking about the YouTuber. And so if you do a bunch of them and you get 100,000, and they break them up into like 5 or 10 minute segments, and you can get a 15-second segments from me, and you get 200,000 people to view it, you can make $8,000 to $10,000 off of me. And you just gave me 2,500, 3,000. You remember saying that to Detective Mogg?
Unless you're me, and then you can't make anything because you can't get monetized.
And once again, it's clear to show that there's a business with YouTube, right?
That's correct, sir.
And so when you post something online, you're posting it online with the hopes that you're going to get paid for that.
Yeah, and that just started about 2021.
Sure.
2020, after COVID. Yes.
Now, with regards to your role here, you were the head of security for Suge Knight.
Correct.
And I want to make sure I'm clear. Where did you grow up in Compton?
I mean, my address is 1628 East Pine Street, Compton, California.
Where's that at in terms of, because we're assuming, and you could tell this jury otherwise, that wherever you grew up or whatever your street was, you by default was part of a certain gang or club.
I never gave a. Always wanted to be a police officer growing up. However, guys that I grew up with, was in the sandbox with, played sportswear. Yeah, they were Mob Pyro's affiliate.
Okay.
Some police officers, some football players. Several type of people grew up in our community.
Same.
And at some point, you get yourself out of it. You become a police officer.
I never was in it.
Okay. All right. Thank you for correcting me. You become a police officer for about 5 years.
90 to 96, 6 years. Yeah.
6 years, and you have to retire medically.
Correct.
And you shared with us earlier that you created the security company. You were moonlighting,
interview
doing your
coming
job
back to
during
haunt
the day and
him.
doing this other side hustle at night.
That's accurate.
And that side hustle became your full-time gig when you were no longer a police officer.
That's correct, sir.
And so,
Were they talking about an interview?
The main service you provide services for would have been
Talking about doing interviews.
That's correct, sir.
And in essence, I mean, this is
True.
your number one client, right?
I agree with you.
And you spent a lot of time with Suge.
I don't think we're there yet.
Eventually that grew, but yes. 94, not as much. 95, 96, yes, sir.
Okay. And you're providing services for Suge?
Yes, Dan, the act.
Right.
For Suge or his company?
For the Death Row label.
That's correct, sir.
And you actually had created a company specifically for the security aspect of it, right?
That's fair.
And that's the right
way protective services.
Protective services. Okay. Now, as you're going about doing that, you had shared with us a little bit about some of the things you had done, and you shared with us that there was something that happened at one of the award ceremony. You talked about that, right?
After the Soul Train, that's correct.
And you said that at that Soul Train incident that my client was present when some other guy flashed the gun or something like that.
That's correct.
It wasn't
your client. That's right.
And once again, your security, you're a former police officer. Did you ever report that incident to police?
They ran. Actually, police detained the subjects outside the gate or towards the gate. What happened to them, I don't know, because I was more interested in getting my clients inside the war show.
And your father, just to correct my memory, is a lieutenant at the time with Compton? Or was he captain?
At that time, a lieutenant, sir. Yes, sir.
And his role and what he was responsible for was the gangs in Compton.
That's correct, sir.
So it would have been information he would have maybe picked up or you would have told him?
That's what people get confused about law enforcement. Compton is a city about 8 to 10 miles away from, well, that's by USC is where this incident happened. That's about 20 miles away from Compton. And so Compton PD and LAPD don't share information with each other like people think in law enforcement.
Right, but you're talking about someone who's from Compton. You're saying that guy right there who's from Compton was present at that particular event.
Wasn't a big thing. It was just a guy that brandished a weapon.
Right. Right. So in your mind, it's not about this idea that this is a gang sort of thing. It's just some idiot with a gun flashing a gun, right?
I agree with you.
Okay.
But they were also protecting Bad Boys Records.
Okay. Well, we can talk about that in a second. In terms
Whoa.
of your role, though,
How
in your
can we do
company,
both?
you at some point, you obviously are now working with Suge, and there's this idea with
You're working for both Death Row
Right.
and Bad Boy?
Bad Boy Records.
That's interesting. Hang on. I'm going to have to.
Was it him or was it the guys they were just talking about?
That's what I got to hear.
right, but you're talking about someone who's from Compton. You're saying that guy over there who's from Compton was present at that particular event.
Wasn't a big thing. It was just a guy that was some guy that ran into a weapon.
Right. So in your mind, it's not about this idea that this is a gang sort of thing. It's just some idiot with a gun flashing a gun, right?
I agree with you.
Okay.
But
So
they were also protecting Bad Boys Records.
okay. Well, we can talk
They
about
were
that.
also, okay, they were.
In terms of your role, though, in your company, you at some point, you obviously you're now working with Suge, and there's this idea.
Whoa. Okay. I got to put this together. Okay, so there's a guy flashing a gun at an event that was there protecting Bad Boy Records. Is that Keffe D? I'm trying to put this together. Gosh, I'm gonna need a flow chart. 50, number 50.
I think he said the guy. It was not.
Digga is here.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, I think he said his client. You know, that Keffe D was not the one showing the gun. He said that already. Okay.
But he said he was. But then he said he's also there protecting Bad Boy Records.
Right.
So who's the he? I guess I need clarification. I need more information.
What's 50? Wait, what? Okay, yeah, I'll give that one to you. 50.
With Death Row Records, that there may be sort of tension in the air. Was there anything going on during that time period prior to September of 1996 that was happening that was telling you, hey, I need to make sure that Death Row Records is protected?
You always had an element because of incidents when you go out to nightclubs, the party scene. There's always an issue.
Yeah.
Unfortunately.
And because you're dealing with someone like Suge Knight, and at that particular point, any of those other people that was working for him, like say the entertainers, right? You're talking Snoop, you're talking Tupac, that you would have adequate security to protect them, say, from fans and that kind of stuff.
I called it my cell was to be good witnesses. Mr. Knight had just went through a situation with one of his artists, Snoop Dogg, that was on trial for murder. And they ended up beating the case. But they had got a large judgment, mainly because of the qualifications or the lack of qualifications of the security officer that was acting as security officer that shot him and killed the person. And so when you have a big company like Mr. Knight had, I thought it was best, and he thought it was best, or maybe his attorneys, I don't know, his label, that let's get some professional people around you.
And so for the most part, your practice was to hire people that were either off-duty police officers or retired police officers.
That's correct, sir.
And you did that because they were properly trained and you could trust them in terms of their judgment.
That and my cell was to be a good witness.
Gotcha.
Yes, sir.
But with regards to their roles obviously at the end of the day were to protect the people that were your clients. That would have been Death Row Records, who you assigned them to.
As best you can.
So in terms of what happens here in Las Vegas, right? Your testimony is you arrive here to Las Vegas and you're here on Friday.
Correct.
And you're here to get ready for what's happening on Saturday.
Friday night, the Coke Club did open. Like I said, it wasn't majorly attended, but definitely for Saturday night, yes, sir.
Yeah. And in fact, Tupac and Suge didn't arrive until Saturday anyways.
They didn't come up until Saturday, that's correct, sir.
And they drove up.
They drove up, yes, sir.
So they drove up, you're there, you're working, and you're at 662, right?
I'm at 662, yes, sir.
Okay. So I'm going to show you here an image. I'm going to ask the clerk to mark as proposed defense to get next in order.
See, I think? Yes.
See?
Yep.
May I have a
You may.
You recognize this?
That's Club 662, yes, sir.
Okay. And with regards to, I'm sorry, and with regards to that photograph, would that been an accurate depiction of 662 around the time period that we're talking about here?
I agree with you, sir. Yes, sir.
Now, at this point, I move for the admission of proposed defense exhibit C.
Any objections, Steve?
Nope.
So admitted.
May I publish, Your Honor?
You may.
I'll show this to the jury here real quick. So this is a picture of 662. Now, you shared with us a little bit about what was happening on Saturday night. Attorney basically says, hey, if we really want to get this club I guess, pass in terms of its licensing, maybe we do something that helps the community, at least does an outreach. Is that what we're doing?
I think that was mainly to get the police officers there.
Okay. And with regards to that particular night and so forth, you said it's something to do with boxing. This is a various boxing benefit. Is that what that was?
That's correct. Yes.
Okay. So this picture would have been taken pretty much at the time of when this event had gone down in September of 1996.
I believe that night or
Yeah.
or that week. Yes, sir.
And with regard to Barry's boxing, do you know anything about what Barry's boxing is about?
Just that he was a retired police officer that was helping young kids in the area with boxing. That was about it. Or you know, association or foundation to raise money for youth coming up. This is what I remember.
So Mob James just testified a little while ago.
Okay.
If his representation was there was no event like that was happening in September of 1996, was he wrong?
Let me just say this. They don't be in the know like that. You know, we're not as transparent as maybe we should be with you know, the homeboys.
I mean, but obviously this is sitting on the front sign of the entrance going into the facility, right?
I went in that club and I ain't never noticed that.
Well, let me ask you this though. In terms of what was happening, was Mob James the head of security that night?
So James' responsibility is he had a lot of juice with the homeboys, and they have something they call Code Red, where everybody come out and support each other. And James was that person that, you know, Suge looked to, even during the Snoop trial, when Snoop was having problems with his homeboys coming up there, you know, messing with him and stuff. They were hired to be outside the courthouse to keep them away. And that was James' role. So, and James was with Suge at the beginning. And quite frankly, he might be a little upset that my guys kind of took a lot of their roles or their responsibilities.
Right. So on this particular night, there's actually Metropolitan police officers that were they hired by you to be on the outside?
Well, I would say Club 662 or under Mr. Khaleesi and the person that was running the club under their direction. I knew they were going to be there.
The attorney was running the
speak
club.
to anyone from the police department to say, "This is how much y'all going to be getting paid. I need you to do this." I just knew they were going to be working from the door out.
So yeah, okay. And really, the concern at this particular point that you had, as well as I'm assuming Mr. Khaleesi as the attorney, is you wanted to make sure everything was going to go well for the club.
That's correct. That's fair.
In essence, and to help Suge with passing up this particular club. Right?
That's correct, sir.
So one of the things that had happened that you had shared with us is that Friday you meet with Khaleesi and you learn and you're instructed that your people are not to be carrying firearms.
Inside the nightclub.
Right, inside of the nightclub.
That's correct.
All the way up until the time that they get to that door, they're not supposed to be carrying firearms.
Inside the club.
Are you aware that the Red Alert people from Mob James were all carrying firearms that night?
Well, I had problems with that. My guys were strict in law enforcement.
Cynthia, the issue is that Keffe D had a proffer agreement with the police or law enforcement where he gave testimony about the Tupac incident, but because he did and he gave evidence, they gave him a proffer agreement, so he was secured from prosecution. Well, then he decided to write a book and then run his mouth and then, you know, do like 3,000 different interviews. And so he broke his proffer agreement. So that was enough to indict him for his involvement. And I think it's complicated because it's gang related. So it makes it more, makes the penalties more severe. So
anything else but 22 called, by the way, while I was gone?
No, just that.
Okay.
They didn't care about, they didn't have a relationship with James and them as I did. And so they would search them. And if they got one in, who knows?
Hey, Audrey.
But there was always issues with them about being searched. But my guys would still, they were like, "Hey, if you want us here, we searching everybody coming to this club."
Right, so that was important for you, but Mob James says otherwise. He said everyone's
okay.
fine.
If they snuck them in,
and
it happens.
And yeah, and with regards to your meeting with Mr. Khaleesi, once again, you're there, and do you have at that particular point any ownership interest at all in Death Row Records?
None.
So you are a separate entity. You are just the security company hired to provide security for Death Row Records.
My company, right where it was making money, but I also received a salary from Death Row.
Okay. So, and you're in this meeting, and once again, the meeting is to help Suge get this club approved so you can make it happen.
That's correct, sir.
And your job is, really honestly, is just somebody who's providing the security to the club.
On that particular night, but I'm more,
no problem, Cynthia.
Some would say at one point, Suge right-hand guy. Well, my main focus was Suge Knight entities. It wasn't just the recording artist, it wasn't just the record club, it was everything that Mr. Knight was trying to invest in at the time.
So you're telling us that not only were you providing security, but you're also like an employee for Death Row Records?
I was both.
Okay. Were you drawing like a paycheck every 2 weeks as an employee?
I was, sir.
There wasn't no under the table stuff like Mob James would have been telling us?
We didn't do that. Right, we didn't do that.
And with regards to Mob James being paid, you're telling me that he would have been paid the same way with employee checks and so forth from Death Row Records?
Bob James wasn't one of those employees. Like I said, he was just called on special events. I don't think James made his money by guys in the line that were ballers or shot callers or whatever that he would bring to the front of the line.
So just drawing your attention back to let's say around 4 o'clock. Saturday. Where were you?
At the Luxor Hotel.
Okay. And did you ever, what happens after 4 o'clock?
Dan?
I didn't head over to the club.
Number
until
28.
True.
About 7:30. Got a call from Mr. Alexander and Mr. Shakur. Mr. Shakur was very upset that night because Mr.
28 has been purchased.
And
28 has been purchased.
he actually took a taxi cab. I don't know if most people know, over to the fight because he was like tired of always coming to the fight late, waiting on Suge, calling me because most people call me. They know I usually can get over Suge, and they used to have phones in the hotel lobbies back then. And I remember him and Mr. Alexander calling me, and he told me he got on the phone because he was so upset. So we taking a cab over there. We're going over there right now. We'll meet him over there. You know, he had the song was the interest for for Mike Tyson to enter the ring on, and he wanted to be there. And he got impatient with Mr. Lightman late.
Now, up until this point, you had developed into the person that if you want to get out of the show, they would call you, right?
In the streets, meaning when we out and about. He had an office staff, assistants, Mr. Anderson and Mr. Tesfaye, Roy, that were in the office. But generally, if I call Suge, he'll pick up.
But with regards to you, usually you would have been with Suge in order for the call to be made, right? They're calling you like, hey, we're Suge now, he's right here.
That's correct.
So on this particular night, Tupac is upset because Suge is obviously late and called you.
His bodyguard Frank called, but he got on the phone.
Yeah.
You know anything about Mr. Shakur, he's a hands-on guy. Yeah. And he eventually just said, hey, you can't get a hold to him, we gone. And they took a taxi over to the fight.
And so you have Frank Alexander, you have Tupac, and no other bodyguards protecting Tupac that night.
Yeah, Mr. Kevin Hackey was supposed to attend, but he didn't. He wasn't there, and I didn't know that he hadn't shown up yet.
But you are aware at that particular point, Tupac was the most famous rapper almost in the entire world, if not the entire world. And you only assigned one person, and another person called him sick.
He didn't call his thing, he just didn't show up. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't unusual for Mr. Shakur to roll around with one guy and his outlaw guys.
But once again, you're telling us it's only Frank Alexander that's coming from your outfit, right?
That is correct.
And you also share with us that there's other people inside of 662 who are patting down the Mob James crew, but you can't send any more people over to be there for Tupac?
If I knew there was going to be an issue that eventually happened, of course I would have. I would have asked him to stay in the hotel.
Now,
if I knew what was going to happen.
You are aware that this was fight night, this was Mike Tyson, and that everyone in the world would show up to Las Vegas to be there for the fight, right?
Yeah.
There's so many people.
Yeah.
And in your opinion, only if you believe that Tupac was somehow going to get into a fight or something along those lines, would you have provided more than just the one person?
Are you? See you.
I would have had an army around him if I knew something like that was going to happen, or suspect something like that was going to happen. But the gentlemen that were with them, and the ones that you see kicking on Mr. Anderson, those were security as well.
Yours probably looks better though.
Death Row style.
But once again,
Omar, do you want to link?
You, at this particular point, only have one security guard with all these other people.
Audrey, how much for the 10 jewels?
They're all gangsters, mob type.
Yeah, I trust more than I trust my security. Yes.
So more than you would trust cops and off-duty cops and retired cops, you trust those mob type guys?
I do personally.
Okay. Now,
gotcha.
In addition to that,
no worries. No worries.
After they go in for the fight, right? I'm assuming that Frank Alexander probably did not ticket.
You know, that was always an issue with Mr. Knight.
Yeah.
He promised everybody that they can go to the fight. And when we get to the door, it's always an issue.
Right.
But one thing about him, he will get at least Mr. Shakur, one security in, if not both, and myself. He will make sure we got in.
Okay, so they all get in for the fight. And then for some reason, Bruce Seldon takes a phantom punch, falls to the ground in the first round within 1 minute and 45 seconds, right?
You call it phantom? If you say so.
I'm just looking at the tape. Right? All we got is a survey. So he falls to the ground. The fight is
Relevant.
over. They leave the fight, right?
Hyped up. You see him?
Yeah, and Tupac was very hyped up.
Hyped up.
So did you get a call from Frank Alexander saying, hey, the fight ended early, we're on our way?
Not one. And that's normal.
Okay, and I wanted to be clear about the type of communication you had. So cell phones, I'm not sure were available to everybody. You had one.
Pretty much everybody had cell phones, but they were expensive. He called me after 7 o'clock, right? Back then.
Yeah.
But
He doesn't get it.
but I did have next cell phones. We had about 8 to 10 of them. They did dual jobs. My guys knew it better be an emergency to pick up that cell phone. But the two-way walkie-talkies on the next cells, you could use it on the call. That's how we communicated. On that picture with Buntry, you'll see one hanging out of his pocket. That's what the type of next cell phones we had.
And so going back again to what Frank has, Frank does have one of those radios.
Yeah, one, but later learned, after we do Monday back quarterback and stuff, that it was dead.
So he is there. He doesn't call when you leave the flight. Now, does he call you after the situation happens with Orlando Anderson?
No, sir.
They all rush out, right? They all go back to, I think, to Luxor.
That's correct.
But you don't know that because no one calls you.
Haven't heard anything. Didn't know it was an issue.
So you're still sitting over at 662. You're worried about making sure the club passes inspections, and you're there and you're waiting. In the meantime, people get picked up at the Luxor, and then they're transported all the way to Suge Knight's house.
I mean,
again, if you don't know, you
yeah. I just assume I don't know.
Now, at some point, they're traveling down Flamingo, and the shots occur at that particular point, right? But you don't know.
Correct.
And so you're sitting at the club, and you don't know.
I wasn't sitting, but yeah.
Oh, well, whatever. I mean, I'm sure you're working, right? So you're working, and your concern is making sure the club passes, and that the club passes for Suge Knight.
Oh.
Even though his attorney's present,
You got the X?
on the outside, and you have the security.
Mary Beth,
proficiency of blockchain
you got
on
the
inside,
X?
right?
And about 25 to 30 of my guys.
And so, but once again, yes, 20 to 30 of your guys.
We'll be playing
Retired
Blackout
police
as
officers
well,
or-
Mary Beth.
The next
you already
round
won
would
one?
be 4 corners. Yeah, well, Dan Davis just gave her a bingo. Remember from round 1. So I just want to
that's
make sure
crazy.
she got the X.
So you got the X. You just
I'm
not
trying
got
to
them.
confirm that. Yeah. And then you would then give your you'd pay it forward to somebody in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Just let us know
yeah.
if
We'll be
we're
playing
moving
Blackout
on.
next.
No, we go round robin first.
Oh, that's right, round robin.
Round robin.
We haven't got a whole lot left of this guy's testimony, and then we'll proceed to day 3. But we'll try to zoom through that as well.
Correct. And they're all there.
Correct.
And at some point, you get notice that Tupac had been shot, right?
I got notified. Correct.
Was it through the next walkie-talkie stuff?
No, sir.
How did that happen?
Mr. Williams and Mr. McDonald ran up to me and told me.
Okay, none of your people, but 2 of the people that were associated with the death row people.
Without drops.
Okay, and they're the ones who told you that hey, something went down with Tupac.
Correct.
And so at that particular point, what did you do?
Like I said, I didn't believe him at first initially, but we talking seconds now. Mr. Kalisa somehow verified that something's going on.
So Mary Beth,
And
just
then
let us know
me
if you got the X.
A few of the police cars that were assigned at the working the parking lot or the taking off license sirens going towards that way made me believe that something's going on.
Now, did Suge Knight ever appear at the club and continue partying that night?
I don't know, but I have heard James say that before. But
what just from your Monday night sitting down with your people and going over what should have been done better, was there any conversation or any way that you learned that Suge Knight actually showed up to party the night after Suge?
the party was over. The party was over. They probably were still there at the club, but it wasn't like no partying going on. Especially after people heard what happened. I can see that.
Now, we talked a little bit about the death row chain. Do you recall telling Detective Mogg when he visited with you that you sold your death row chain?
You're trying to imply that Suge Knight went back and partied after Tupac was shot? Is that what they're trying to imply?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's saying there was no party.
Now, later on, when you're testifying in the grand jury, you remember doing that?
I still have my gold one, if that's what you're asking.
So when the question is asked in the beginning about your death row change, you never tell Detective Mogg, for instance, that it's a platinum one, right?
I don't know.
Let me just
tell me.
Well, now an old interview may be coming back to haunt.
Oh, sorry.
But so, Nigel, if we get there,
Page 21
Blackout is
the
so far.
surreptitious report or recording.
But I'm
Yeah, we'll
still
do the
waiting to hear
picture frame.
from
Yeah.
Mary Beth. Yeah, I'm waiting to hear from Mary Beth if she actually got the X.
She said no. She said she misunderstood. So we're gonna do X first, then picture frame, then full card.
Okay.
So you say, question that was asked by Detective Mob, you were describing the change as cheap. He said he had asked you, got a $300 chain? He said, yeah, one of those cheap little chains because they were messing around with the same women and you got one and you got mad about it. My presumption.
We talking about Keffe.
Yes.
Yes.
So what?
That's nice.
What did expensive ones look like? Do you have a picture of those? And you said, yes, sir, I can show you the one that Tupac would have. And then the question is asked of you by Detective Mob, did you ever get one of those chains? And you respond, yeah, I had one. And then the question was, what happened to it? And you said, shit, hard times hit. And Detective Mob commiserates and says, yeah, I hear you. You said, I've got to get
I'm
rid of
going
it
to call
somehow.
27.
And Detective Mob asked, what did you get for it? And you said, I got about 5,000, right?
Yeah, that was the platinum one. Or the white gold one. You can watch, and I'm sure you have several interviews, pictures of me with my
27.
gold chain on it. I wore them on several of them.
I'm sorry, which one?
27. Old interview comes back to haunt someone.
Honey, hang on a second. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Honey, come here.
YouTube videos.
Honey, come here.
Well, fair to say, of course, that, you know, when you said you had one, it's not one gold, it's not one platinum, it's gold, correct?
Like I said, the one I sold was the platinum one.
Now, in addition to that, later on, when you're testifying before the grand jury, the question that was asked by one of the jurors was, and I want to make sure I'm clear because I don't want to mess up I want to be accurate with you. Let me just do it as a refreshing of his recollection, Your Honor. I just didn't want to.
So it's sustained. So I don't know that he said he doesn't remember.
Okay. So let me ask you this. You were asked by a juror.
Again, I think it's asked a substantive question first. Determine whether.
Mr. Blood, you're gonna have to apply it because your mic's not.
Okay, I'm sorry. I think you have to.
You
I
approach.
can stand. I apologize, Your Honor.
Everyone approach.
Oh, we already have that. Approach the bench.
Sorry. So were you asked this question by a grand juror?
Again, Your Honor, I think again you have to ask the predicate. He's trying to impeach and or refresh recollection about something of substance. You have to ask procedurally. You have to ask the substantive question first, not what you were asked this.
Are you talking about the chain question?
Yes.
We've gone up and down. about
Exactly,
the
Dan.
So I believe when he's already answered the same things. I don't understand. Are we impeaching or?
chain. No, he's impeaching, saying that he's given an inconsistent statement in the past.
Exactly,
So,
Faves.
overruled. He can proceed.
Do you recall being asked a question by a grand juror? Do you still have your death row pendant?
Correct.
And you had said, yes, you do.
I do.
You didn't say there was gold. You didn't say it was platinum. You just said, I had my death row pendant.
That's correct.
Okay. Now, one of the other issues that we've talked a little bit about is and once again, I apologize. Maybe the mistake can refresh my recollection because maybe I was thinking about something else. You have been convicted of a crime.
I am.
And with regards to that crime,
I'll give
it was
you.
a felony.
Oh,
It was sales of
Hold on.
marijuana.
No, back up here real quick. It was sales of marijuana. And
Yeah.
it was also
I will give you
marijuana.
number
No,
12
no, no.
that the host
Oh, my God.
needed a
And, with
sidebar.
regard to those two things, that happened in California.
No, actually, well, they have the reason why I got in trouble because they went across state lines to Memphis. It's actually Memphis, Tennessee.
Number
Because it was across
12.
state lines, it was a federal case.
Correct.
And that happened way after you were a police officer.
Yeah, that's 2019. Well, 2017, I believe.
And at some point, you become the general manager of Death Row Records,
That's in 1997, sir.
1997.
Yes, that's correct.
So Suge Knight is in Las Vegas, and you were with him every single day. And in September of 1996, he just happened to get in this fray, and next thing you know, he's going to prison, right?
I'm sorry.
Why? Let me ask you this: why did Suge go to prison?
He violated his probation.
Right. So you knew, of course, that he was on probation.
I could
Right.
go for one of
The whole
those.
time I was with him.
You did.
From 1994, yes.
Yeah. And so you knew that the number one person from Death Row Records, the primary principal for you, potentially could go to prison if he got into a fight, for instance, right?
Correct.
And on this particular night, you weren't around for him when he was in this quote unquote fight, right?
I was around with Mr. Knight about 70 to 80%
Exactly,
of
Liz.
his life. So I guess a lot of 20%, I wasn't with him.
Okay.
Public, and when I say that, I mean public. There's a lot of times he laid up, sleep with somebody, I wasn't with him.
So in the most important time of Suge Knight's life, having your protection, you weren't there for.
Unfortunately not, that's correct.
And then you became the general manager of Death Row Records.
By his calling, not anyone else.
All right, no further questions.
All right, State, any further questions?
So that's our last point. In terms of who determined who's going to run Death Row Records while Mr. Knight was in prison? Sorry. I'm sorry. Who determined? Who made you in charge of Death Row Records?
We called number
He
12.
did, I visited him 4 days a week during that time while he was incarcerated.
Anything further on that, Mr. Sanchez?
Just one clarification. So
Yeah.
Suge Knight made you general manager when he was in custody.
That's correct.
No further questions.
Anything else? Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, any questions for this one? Of course. All right.
Honey is losing her ever-loving mind.
Why?
I think there's like a little pack of deer outside. She's pissed. So, yeah, this is done. So we can move forward. Ooh.
Yeah, they're waiting for a juror question.
I'm sorry. Sorry, Mr. Wright. I did you dirty. I did you dirty.
Yeah, I got a good vibe about this guy too. I mean, he doesn't seem to be
No,
Did you-
I mean, I
did you
find
notice-
him very believable.
Did you notice how you spelled your name?
Me?
Rosalind? Yeah, Rosalind. Just
I
noticed
spelled my
it.
own name. It's been in
Rosalind.
here.
Rosalun. Rosalind.
Perfect.
Rosalind. Oh my god.
I was flustered trying to get in here today. Give me a break.
That's a true statement. True statement.
Can't spell my name.
Objection, common sense. Rosalind can't spell her own name.
Looks like it should have the question.
All right, Mr. Wright, I have a couple questions for you from our jurors. First, if they knew the cell phones were for in case of emergency, why wouldn't they call once the shooting took place? Why did you find out later in person?
Not sure. I don't know why they didn't call me. Mr. Alexander's
maybe
responsibility.
there was.
I didn't hear from him. Didn't hear from him.
Okay. Was there anything in writing regarding the transfer of?
I mean, after somebody gets shot, after Tupac got shot, they're saying he should have gotten a call, about what had just happened. But he's like, when somebody gets shot, like the first thing you're not doing is picking up the phone and calling somebody, right? You're
right. I think he said he heard from somebody else at the club, though.
Later, but I don't think right after it happened. So
gotcha. Well, yeah. I mean, I'm not sure. We should try to get away.
Right. To
Didn't make it
safety,
very
and
far.
then the
Yeah.
cops, everything else. So
That would have been a reason for delay. I mean, but maybe somebody else in the entourage should have called. I don't know. What do I know?
yeah, exactly.
But
But it was probably chaotic.
What does Chucky say? This witness best add some side mirrors to his scooter so he can look over his shoulder. Yeah, right?
Does this guy remind you of Calvin? Calvin, is this really you?
Is this Calvin? Calvin is in court.
Management power to you over Death Row Records.
I wouldn't call it power. Just, dealing with the day-to-day operation. The one that signed people, artists for him. I did everything for him. I dealt with his women. I dealt with his parents. I dealt with pretty much everything while he was incarcerated. and Jilly, because I was going back and
while I
forth,
was incarcerated.
seeing him, the 4 days. I spent hours on the phone with him, and I was just a point of contact person.
So was there anything in writing regarding that?
Not to my knowledge.
I mean,
Okay, were there any witnesses to it?
boss had to go to prison.
Well, there's a young lady sitting in here right now that I signed.
Parole violation.
While he was incarcerated to the record label.
There was a writing?
I'm sorry.
You signed? What did you
You don't
sign?
sign her as an artist.
Okay. State any questions based on those answers?
Nothing to say.
Defense?
I do.
Okay.
All right, so I want to make sure I'm clear. You become the general manager of Death Row Records, and what was your job responsibilities?
I did everything, to be honest. I brought Mr. Shakur up to the prison to meet with him. I was, I talked to several, putting the albums together. When I met with Jimmy Iovine, who was a distributor at the time, negotiated deals with them. Everything I did was approved by Mr. Knight, but I was his point of contact.
Did you ever have a power of attorney signed by Mr. Knight to sign on his behalf?
No, what I would do is have everything generated, and I would send it. His attorney would come visit him on Tuesdays. If it was something real important, he would sign it on Tuesdays. And if I needed it before then, he was married to a young lady by the name of Michelle. At least she thought they were married, and she was signed. She had the power of attorney to sign, but she didn't deal with anyone. And then we also had a rubber stamp that two of his female friends had to sign checks or to sign some contracts if they would take them.
So if there was anything wrong with bank account, for instance, did you have to get someone else?
I have one of those.
I dealt with the bookkeeper, generated the checks, but his two female friends were the ones that stamped them.
And with regards to his two female friends here, were the employees of Death Row Records?
One was an artist, Michelle, and then the other one, Miss Hawkins. She was just a girlfriend.
Now, you are aware that at the time that Mr. Knight Suge was involved in this thing that happened in Las Vegas and finally gets revoked on probation, that his record label was valued somewhere around, what, $500 million?
I heard 3, but it was up there.
All right, so it's a pretty significant asset, right?
Correct.
Now, out of all of this, you are the general manager, you have access to all of it.
Cara doesn't.
I guess I was the one he trusted at the time.
Interesting.
Okay. All right, thank you, Mr. Wright. We're excused and you're free to go.
On this.
All right, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, that's it for the presentation of witnesses today. We'll be in recess.
Way too much dragging and
We're going to come back at 1 p.m. tomorrow because I have a calendar in the morning. So I'm going to read the admonishment and then you're excused for the day. During the recess, you are admonished not to talk or converse amongst yourselves or with anyone else on any subject connected to the trial, or read, watch, or listen to any report or commentary on the trial of any person connected with this case by any medium of information, including without limitation, newspaper, television, internet, and radio, or form or expressing.
You know what she's saying. So if anybody needs to take a break, feel free to do so now while I get the next one set up. Oh, look, there we are. Okay. Oh, wrong one. There we go. Wait, what? Is it a late start today? No way.
Is it really day 3?
Yeah, it says it hasn't even started yet.
Try law. You want me to look at law and crime real quick? Let me see.
I mean, I can check. Gosh, I thought we would be running behind and we'd have lots of Zoom space.
Right. I was thinking the same thing.
Wheel them away, Anna.
They did say 1 o'clock, return at 1 o'clock. So it must be a late start. She just said return at 1 o'clock tomorrow. So, So are we taking a break?
I don't know. That's up to you guys. I mean, we can come back and get through because that's going to be a short one anyway. We can do that tomorrow and zoom through it. I'll just have to change the information on the title, but that's not a big deal. What do you guys think? What do you want to do? What's up, Beth Chicken Wang? From what I've seen, people aren't starting till way late in the day. Your Central Time too. Yeah. Ugh. Pain in the ass. Put on some Popeye cartoons. Just checking. I think I might get that one. I might get in trouble for that. Star will sing to us. You want me to pull up some karaoke music?
Oh boy. This could get ugly. This could get ugly.
You
Hold
want to
on a
watch?
minute.
You want to
Hold on
You want to watch the timer go down, Hyland? Hmm. You're gonna do modding for Megan tonight? Okay. Star sings the Titanic theme song. Okay. We could do that. Maybe we can make her do that. They might be on lunch. Well, no, it looks like there's nothing from earlier today. So
Yeah,
it
no,
must be a late start.
It starts in 45 minutes. So at 4 p.m. it's actually starting.
Yeah.
Because that's 3 o'clock Pacific time.
Yeah, because when I click on it, it says 45-minute wait.
So we can wait 45 minutes, or we can come back tomorrow and do day 3 and then day 4 and zoom through all the breaks.
Yeah, I think I'm lagging too. I can see myself like freeze frame.
Dave says, yeah, let's come back. Oh,
Yeah,
14
I bet
and
you
30.
do have a really good BS detector, Kara. I hope I'm saying that right. Kara.
I didn't call 14. I don't think I called 14.
What's 14?
14 was I don't recall. I don't remember calling that one 14, but I do remember plot twist.
Okay.
Which was 31, which she said was not on the banner. But that would be the end of bingo for today anyway.
Right. Right on. Huh. Okay. Cool. Well, it has been fun.
Let's chit chat for 45 minutes.
What do you want to talk about, Boosh? You want to come on? You want to come on and talk about
Yeah. You could talk about your snake bite, your experience.
14 was I don't remember. Wait, we had I don't remember.
I don't remember.
I don't recall.
And I don't know, but we didn't have I don't recall.
Right.
I don't recall anyone saying I don't recall. Me either.
What was that?
What are you making us? You're making me hungry now.
Prepping a ton of food. He's pork chops. Pork chops.
Pork chops and apple sauce.
Yeah, I enjoyed the first witness that we watched today, although that's actually yesterday. I'll have to update my stream titles. Crazy. So, are you available tomorrow, Star? You have a doctor's appointment. Is that Friday?
No, not tomorrow. I have an appointment on Friday, yeah, in the afternoon, so like 1:45. I think Venom said she would do Friday, so on her channel. Hey, Bunsen.
Okay. Do you want to do your channel tomorrow? Hello, Bunsen. Member for 3 months.
No, let's keep it here. This way, everybody's used to it being here. But I know you're not going to be here Friday, so.
Yeah, I'm not going to be here Friday. May have to cut out early tomorrow. Just because we got stuff to do before we take off.
Okay. All right. Well, let me know.
Maybe I'll come on. Maybe I'll bump on a little bit early. Oh, Fred, I know what I want to do. Hang on a second. I did have something to do today. Hang on. Bear with me. Sorry. Be right back.
Okay. The one is oh. Yeah. He was He was a hoot, that guy. Oh my God. Bunsen, 13 months. Thank you so much. How you doing, Bunsen? We got a lot of people. We got a lot of people today. A lot of people's watching from the X today. Hello to all the people on the X.
Yes, hello, people from the X. Absolutely. Let's see. Would you like to hear your horoscope?
Oh, sure.
It was supposed to be for this past week. You want to see if it came true?
Well, it's only Wednesday.
I know, but it ended yesterday.
Oh.
For whatever reason, I don't know. Unless I'm on the wrong one. It doesn't really matter. And you are a Gemini?
No, I'm a Taurus.
You are a Taurus. Okay.
I'm the bull.
Your get up and go has got up and went, but at least
Yes,
it left
it
a
did.
note. It left a note this time. With any luck, it'll send you a few scenic postcards before it finally trudges home, hungover and tattooed. Enjoy the new sense of determination, but whatever you do, don't look through its phone.
Amen. Amen.
Was
It
that,
definitely did.
pretty accurate?
It definitely did,
Pretty
yeah.
accurate.
Yep. Faves is a Gemini.
Gemini. All right, Faves. Destiny is what happens to other people, but you're gifted with sheer blind luck. Enjoy the karmic rewards. Having your dreams come true accidentally is great, but the real perk is the white cane and dark glasses. What?
I don't know.
That's weird.
Yeah.
So I'm a Pisces, and it says creativity
so is
60. Hmm?
Island is also a Pisces.
Okay, pay attention, little fish. Creativity sticks to you like a sweater without a dryer sheet. Rub it all over until the static tickles you with some awesome hair-raising ideas, then happily zap everyone around with your brilliance.
There
I like
you have
these. Did you get to do that? Did you get to tickle some people with some zappability? Oh, they're pretty crazy.
We got Virgo.
Anybody else
We
wanna-
got Dan Davis is a Virgo.
All right, let's go. Let's go, Virgo. So this is last week. Saturday morning brought you a basket full of deep questions like who am I and how did I get an e-bike up that tree? What you really should ask is, how did I party so hard that I didn't notice someone painting my behind bright yellow? That's the puzzler. Is that accurate? Does that happen here?
Wow.
Cancer.
And we have Cancer.
Soul Sister.
Yeah.
Soul Sister's in the house. She
Sisters.
is Cancer.
Woo woo.
For some, beauty is skin deep. For others, ugly goes clear to the bone. But confusion is particularly etched on your soul. That puzzled look is working for you. Everyone wants to be the hero helping you out on Thursday.
Okay.
Wow. Yikes. Not sure. It's painful. It's kind of painful.
Oh, thank you so much.
Good God, she's
I
loud.
took that as a compliment, Miss Jessica. Thank you so
yeah.
much.
It does kind of give that vibe for sure. Oh my goodness, honey.
You guys are the best.
I'm sorry if that's hurting your ears when she barks. It hurts mine.
No.
Anyone
Not
else?
like that.
Anyone else
Bite.
need their horoscope? It's almost dry.
I definitely took it as a compliment, Miss Jessica. For sure. Yeah, sorry about the pile of dog beds behind me that the dogs are not allowed to lay on because they've already destroyed zippers, all of them, and I've had them replaced. We got a Leo in the house. A Leo.
Well, if Honey will ever shut up, maybe I can read it. Let's see. Joy eludes you like a dog who just stole a steak off the grill. You'll get it back, but it's probably going to be covered in dirt, grass, and Fido slobber. Thankfully, the 5-second rule means it'll be fine. Gross. That's gross. I'm sorry to hear about that.
Yeah. Hey.
Is that true? Is that accurate? Is that how your week went? I don't know.
Cynthia's still playing bingo. Chat goes feral.
Okay. You're an ex-Leo. Okay, got it, Kelvin.
An ex-Leo. Oh my God. That's funny.
How does that happen?
Calvin, were you in court testifying a few minutes ago?
I think he said it was not him.
Are you sure?
No.
Are you sure?
Yeah, pretty sure. Pretty sure.
All right.
All right, you fine folks. I'm going to call it. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Maybe I'll pop on early so we can get caught up on today.
You know what? What happens if we simul stream and then you log off early?
You mean right now?
No, tomorrow. We'll talk about it.
Yeah. Well, I can do that. I mean, I think it might be easier just to go ahead and set up a pickup stream. Just because you lose control over the video, right?
Yeah.
But you can.
But I can just share it on yours. I just can't. All right, let's get off and we can talk about it.
Cool beans.
You guys have a great rest of your afternoon. Thank you so much for being here. Congratulations to the bingo winners, and we will see you tomorrow. Much love.
See you in the tubes.
One click and you're down the rabbit hole deep, where the timeline's fractured and the logic goes to sleep. Everybody's famous for 15 minutes of pure chaos, then the algorithm serves you 3 more just because. Oh, the crazy characters you run into on YouTube, from the basement prophet to the over-caffeinated youth. They're wild, they're loud, they're living in their own cartoon. Welcome to the YouTube zoo. And the show never ends, so hit that subscribe button soon. And don't forget to smash that like if you've ever argued with a stranger about whether water is wet.
Buy the merch.
Buy the damn merch.
And just because I watch a video or parts of a video doesn't mean I'm a stalker.